told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Levels to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Gervonta Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every 4. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Acknowledge us. We told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind. Jay, what's going on, man?
Slow dealing, man. Slow dealing. Ready for boxing to get picking back up for me, man. Even college football's got a little slow yesterday, but I'm ready for boxing to pick up. First quarter next year got to be fire for us, man.
Yeah, man, it needs to pick back up, and the only way it's going to be fire if the PBC drops what we believe they're going to drop. We know PBC has been driving the sport here lately. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is what it is. All right, man, we got 17 people in the building. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're engaging with the Angry Man Podcast content, because we bring in the best content on YouTube relative to boxing as far as I'm concerned. Jay, do you see it differently, Jason? I don't see it any differently than that. Yeah, I think we the best. I think we the best doing it right now. That's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I just think we bring that unique combination, bro. The unique combination of that real deal. The ability to come on here and talk boxing, no matter how you feel about it. The ability to come on here and disagree with the host, I think is unique for any channel that I've seen on boxing. So I think we in a good space. So Jay, let's kick it off. What is the first topic do we want to get into? What do we want to go?
Yeah, well, I'd go ahead and say salute to Richard Parrish real quick. Wilbert Reed, band up.
What going on? Richard Parrish, you Jamaican? What going on? What happened? All right, man, let's go.
Yeah. So over the weekend, was it Friday? I'm losing my days because I'm old. I think it was Friday. It was a big fight. He's from St. Kitts. Okay, all right. But Zepeda had a fight. You know, he didn't look the best against Tevin Farmer. Got dropped actually against Tevin Farmer, who only has, I believe, 7 knockouts in his career. He kept getting cracked over and over again, but he got the win. He said he wanted this Shakur Stevenson fight right now. I wasn't really impressed with Zepeda. You know, he's a pressure fighter, but I like pressure fighters that actually come in with some defense as well. You got to have that. And if you're getting cracked by a fighter like Tevin Farmer, who's older, you know, Tevin has never been on the elite level. He's a decent fighter. It's going to be interesting how it comes out if he fights Shakur Stevenson. You know, he doesn't seem like he's going to be as much of a threat to Shakur, although he can crack, but we'll have to see how Shakur looks. And I think Shakur don't think he's going to be much of a threat neither, because he said food during the fight. So that was the only fight I really paid attention to on that was yesterday actually, for the Latino night in Riyadh season by Golden Boy. So it wasn't that much of a strong card to me on that for my liking, honestly. But Zepeda, we're gonna see what he's gonna do. I know people gonna say he just had a baby, he's been off for a long time, but he gotta do better than that. Gotta be better than that.
Yeah, Zepeda didn't look good yesterday. And I can we say that Zepeda has ever really looked good? I mean, he's a high pressure fighter, throws a ton of punches, but lacks defense, and not a guy that I think would really cause any kind of real noise at 135 pounds. We did a video that was yesterday, Jay? It's so interesting, dog. You know, when we say stuff, and I feel like sometimes we got to get into like the most granular level detail in order to explain a position that I don't feel that we should have to. You know, I saw people talking about, so correct me if I'm wrong, but in that video, we talked specifically about criticism that may be hurled at Shakur Stevenson strictly because Shakur has been interested in fighting William Zepeda since 2023. And that's prior to William Zepeda actually being ranked #1 by the WBC. And so there was people in there talking about, you're dumb. You're talking about whether or not he's going to take the fight and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, the vast majority of that video was about the topic that I just addressed. But not only that, if we referenced anything in that video in regards to whether or not he was going to take the fight, it was tied specifically to the fact that he was already set to face Joe Cordina, which means that there was some leeway there for the ability to do something different than what we saw, or his mandatory, if you will. So, you know, it's like things got to be explained to like the infinite degree of detail for certain people to follow. My question is, will Shakur Stevenson receive criticism for his desire to face William Zepeda? Now, I understand that William Zepeda today is his mandatory, but Shakur has been talking about William Zepeda since 2023. Am I wrong, Jay?
Yeah, he's been talking about it. And, you know, I gave Zepeda, heat for the fact that, I feel like he ducked Shakur. Either he or his camp or Oscar held him back from fighting Shakur, early on. But then, they saying it wasn't that. And then this year, they were trying to get it on. They said that it was Shakur that said he wanted a tune-up. Yeah, and that's when he was in talks with Joe Cordina, who was coming off a TKO loss, and moving up in weight. So I mean, he's doing stuff like that. Shakur, he's a hell of a fighter, man. But those type of moves there bothers me, and we know damn well if Tank was going to fight him after the way he looked just yesterday against Tevin Farmer, it'd be people be talking mad knows about Tank. Oh, he fighting a dude that didn't look good in his last fight. Da 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 da. The funny thing about it is somebody was trying to use a triangle theory in the Discord, right? Talking about the fact that Tank's gonna be fighting Lamont Roach. Mm-hmm. And Lamont Roach lost to Jamal Herring, who got dog walked by Shakur Stevenson. Well, he didn't say anything about Zepeda struggling with a dude that Lamont Roach destroyed for 10 rounds easily. He didn't say anything about that triangle theory, only when it fits his narrative. Fabrizio.
Yeah.
Do your research on.
Yeah, a lot of these guys think they are technically sound as it relates to boxing, and they're really not. Fabrizio. But he's still my guy. But no,
love him.
You know, my thing is that there's a certain level of criticism that is hurled at Gervonta Davis, no matter what it is that he does. But that same level of criticism is not hurled at Shakur Stevenson. And that has always been my issue with the entire situation and what I've always addressed in regards to these two gentlemen. I have no issue with Shakur Stevenson in the selection of opponents that he's had in the past. I don't really care. I think it's fine. I also don't have any issue with Gervonta. I'm sorry?
No, you said you didn't have an issue. I had an issue when he picking Joe Cordina.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't have any issue with Gervonta Davis and who he is selected as an opponent. But what I do take issue with is when we don't keep the same energy for two different fighters, right? That's where I have challenges. No qualms, no issue when Frank Martin was set to face Shakur Stevenson. I saw Shakur Stevenson supporters saying that that's a great fight. And then when that fell through and Frank ended up fighting Gervonta Davis, then all of a sudden there's a challenge. Frank is just a prospect. Why is Gervonta Davis fighting him? It doesn't make sense to me. Joe Cordina, we didn't hear any criticism or pushback from the people that support Shakur Stevenson. Why? And it's not like Shakur Stevenson has faced murderous row, right? It's like it's not like he's taking a light touch now because he's faced so many opponents that are just at the pinnacle of the sport that he now needs the opportunity to face a Joe Cordina. So those have been the things that have been issues to me, right? And now we just saw William Zepeda, who clearly does not look good, someone that Shakur Stevenson has also admitted is food, an easy opponent, an easy target, someone that we know that you've been targeting since last year. We now know why you've been targeting him since last year. He's easy work for you. But my question is, will we see the level of vitriol that we see for Gervonta Davis anytime he announces an opponent versus Shakur Stevenson? You know, William Zepeda, if you want to call him the mandatory, that's fine, but he was calling for a mandatory. He was calling for him prior to being the mandatory. And we know how this thing works, Jay. A lot of time, the fighters that you want to fight, right, the ones that make sense for you economically or otherwise, will get positioned by a sanctioning body at the top of their ranking. So let's be clear. Just because a guy is your mandatory doesn't mean anything. That could have been by design. So, you know, keep it consistent. And I'm not knocking Shakur Stevenson. This isn't a rant about Shakur Stevenson. I don't have a problem with Shakur Stevenson, contrary to what many people want to believe. I also don't have an issue with what's that?
About Shakur. They swear we hate Shakur or anything. I'm like we were the ones, especially me. I was railing on about Top Rank screwing Shakur over when Loma lost to Devin and they put Loma above Shakur over.
Yep.
Again.
That was you.
I was hot. I was constantly going to the bat for Shakur. But I can't go to the bat for somebody that's not going for the bat, going up to the bat for themselves. He backed away. He's like, oh, well, Loma's a great, da-da-da-da. Nah, F that. Speak up, man. But here you are fighting the Arnums and Joe Cordina's potentially if he hadn't hurt your hand. That's my gripe with Shakur, especially when you're on Twitter, just going off like you a beast and you just knocking people out left and right, or just going to just school some people. And you've had some interesting last couple fights with Artem and De Los Santos.
Let me tell you something that's so interesting, man. This goes back to some of the conversations that we've seen in the Discord. We had a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name, but this gentleman talked about the fact that, the name that slipped my mind just that quick. Cat from yesterday that basically was beating the brakes out Williams Zepeda.
Tevin Farmer.
Tevin Farmer. Damn. So Tevin Farmer, this gentleman was talking about, and I saw several comments in our Discord talking about Tevin Farmer and the fact that Gervonta Davis, quote unquote, avoided Tevin Farmer. I mean, this is so interesting, right? So now Tevin Farmer is a standard bearer for 135 pounds, and that would have been a guy that would have been competition for Gervonta Davis. Now let's talk about this. Part of the reason why they want to make that statement is because they want Tevin Farmer to be this elevated fighter so that Williams Zepeda doesn't look that bad. Therefore, you can justify Shakur Stevenson facing Williams Zepeda at like that's one of the highest level fighters, right? That's the reason why they were saying that. But what was interesting to me, Jay, in regards to this particular thing is, so you're telling us that he needs to fight Tevin Farmer. Jay, let me ask you this, and this is what's so interesting. This is the same gentleman that talks about beating champions. You got to beat a champion. Beating a champ. Take. He put this out there in the Discord. Tank has never beaten a top 5 fighter. He's never beaten a champion. He's never done this. He's never done that. But yet you're arguing for him to face Tevin Farmer, who was not a champion when Tevin Farmer was calling out Gervonta Davis. So if Gervonta Davis had fought Tevin Farmer and beat Tevin Farmer, you would still be making the argument today that he's never beaten a champion.
Every time.
So how can you make that argument today knowing that Tevin Farmer wasn't a champion at the time when they were talking about fighting? You're making that argument today when you're making such arguments about being a champion. It makes absolutely no sense. And this is the world that we live in as it relates to Gervonta Davis. Like, any and all hate makes sense to them, and they don't triangulate all the statements that they've made. Now, I didn't actually go in there and address it in the Discord. I thought it was ridiculous enough. Maybe some other people would pick up on it, but certainly I did. And those are the types of arguments. I'm illustrating that because those are the types of arguments that cats make. All of a sudden, titles make sense. Titles, you got to win titles, you got to be champions. But then you arguing that a man avoided a man that didn't actually have a title, and somehow that would have elevated his resume if he had beaten him. No, you'd be saying the same shit today. What are you talking about? These guys are ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So let's clarify that statement. So initially, Tevin Farmer didn't have a belt. He did get a belt,
yes,
but he didn't have a belt at the time.
He lost it when he loses his belt.
He lost his belt to Jojo Diaz. He lost his belt in January of 2020.
When did he win it?
Looks like he won it, I want to say 2019.
I feel like he lost it in his very next fight, but
yeah, that's what I thought too. It was a short run for sure.
Yeah, he wasn't champion for long. Yeah. So there would have been no credit given to Gervonta Davis for winning that fight. So all of a sudden now you want to elevate Tevin Farmer to being this great fighter that if Gervonta Davis had fought would have proven his resume, would have proven his worth, just because in reality you want to elevate Tevin Farmer to elevate Williams Zepeda so you can justify Shakur Stevenson facing Williams Zepeda. These guys are ridiculous, man. They are absolutely ridiculous, and their arguments are so ridiculous. Let's pause there, Jay. We got 64 people in the building, but we only got 24 likes. Make sure you smash the like button so other people can find this content. And if you're new to the Angry Man Podcast, this is Jason and Greg, AM Sports Media. We're always dropping boxing-related content, so make sure you smash that subscribe button. Jason, we are up to 18,500 and I think 30-some subscribers. Wow, what a run in 2 years. 18,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 20 before the end of the year. I don't think we're going to get there, but we're trying to. Our next goal is 20,000 subscribers, so make sure you smash the subscription button to become a subscriber to AM Sports Media. All right, man, let me just check a couple things. Freeze Temp just hit it with the 9. Freeze Temp, I don't remember. Angry Man is so cool. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. I don't remember ever seeing you in the Discord or the chat, actually. Freeze Temp. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. What else do we? And let me check to see if there's a couple other people that we need to call out. We already gave Richard Paris some love. We got Supreme in the building. We got Benson Hedges in the building. What's going on, fam? Clizzle of 420. We got Zacchaeus Zach B, who is a member of the channel. Appreciate your support, brother. King KO, Mexican boxing #1. I know Mexican boxing be coming in here and be hating like a motherfucker. I mean, he hating, but it's all good. Mexican boxing #1. We still appreciate your support when you come through to the channel. All right, Jay. What's next, man? Oh, All Things in the building too. What's going on, All Things? What's happening? Where we want to go, Jay? Where we want to go?
Snap.
Huh?
You moved the Supreme said Greg moving like he on snack.
What do you mean? What that mean? Oh, that must be, man, my game elevated or something, bruh. My game elevated. I feel
it depends what level of snack you got though.
What that mean?
What level of snack you got. So if you got the snack from the Ryan and Dev, the snack that Dev and Andrade got, that ain't good snack for you, bruh. Not a good snack for you at all.
Hey, man.
I'm
assuming when they say I got that snack, it's in a positive light because I'm moving quick, man. I'm a sharp thinker, man. Everything that I say is sharp, it's crisp, just like my hairline, ninja. All right, let's go.
Yeah, so Keyshawn Davis, he had a big fight about a week ago or 2 weeks ago now, about a week ago, weeks from last Friday. He had a fight, looked good in his fight, second round knockout of a human punching bag pretty much in Lemos. But he got called out by Andy Cruz and surprisingly Richardson Hitchens.
They called him out. Yeah, they called him out.
He called him out big time. I get Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz called him, that's my son. He said Keyshawn is his son.
Man, that's his baby boy. That's his baby boy.
He burp him and everything.
Hey, if somebody was calling me they son, bro, we gotta get it. Specifically, if they beat me, no, bro, we gotta get it. Anybody be calling me 4 times, and Keyshawn was a pro at one of those times, right? I want to say Keyshawn had already fought and tried to get back in the Olympics or something like that. Hey, man, look, you ain't about to call me your son. Oh man, bro.
Yeah, man. Real quick shout out to Zach B for the $5 salute, fam. We appreciate it, Zach. But Keyshawn ain't messing with Andy Cruz or Richard. I know Richard Hitchens at 140. Weight class different. We do know that Keyshawn is big for 135. He makes it easy at 135. But he can fight him at 140 as well. But my biggest thing, not Richard, is Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is in your zip code. He in your zip code. Andy Cruz got you 4-0 on you right now. And talking mad noise, like you said, calling you son, saying that you're his son, beat you 4 times, took your goal, and there was a viral moment on YouTube thanks to Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg clowning you when you're talking all this noise after you just lost to him. And he just pop locking in the back behind you, flipping this shit, clowning you. So you gotta get back on that, Keyshawn. I think you're up and coming fighter. You're a great prospect, right now. But the fight that you just had, people acting like you fighting Lemos is gonna equating that to fighting someone like Tank. Come on now, that ain't it. Keep building your profile, man. Keep building your profile. Take Andy Cruz out because he is actually ranked, I believe, top 6 in all the sanctioned bodies as well with you. Go ahead and take him out. Actually,
I don't.
Top 10, I think. My bad.
Why are you continuously talking about guys that we know are not going to even reciprocate, right? Gervonta Davis is not going to fight Keyshawn Davis. We know that. But guys like Richardson, Hitchens, guys like Andy Cruz, those guys, they want to fight you. Those guys are perfectly willing and able and capable of fighting you. And there's a relationship between Matchroom and Top Rank through the great Turki Alalshikh, who is setting the boxing world ablaze, specifically with Latino night last night. I mean, good God, the man is taking over the sport, man. I mean, it's just on fire right now. It's a blaze.
The one that lost money? Lost money in the events, you mean?
No, it don't matter. They got unlimited money, man. They actually print money over there in Saudi Arabia. They make everybody has to bow down to them. They print money over there. Anyway, Andy Cruz is a gentleman that is a doable fight, and Eddie Hearn has said in the past that they are more than willing in making that fight. So if that is the case, and Eddie Hearn is more than willing to make that fight, and Andy Cruz is calling you his son, why not go ahead and get that get back? Now, I can see you going to getting the title first and then going to get that get back. But, man, why you keep, dude, at this point, the only thing you can attribute it to is clout chasing if you keep talking about Tank. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. Richardson, Hitchens talking about he want that work with you, that smoke. Y'all got a common opponent in Lemos. So why not go ahead and make that happen, right? Common opponent, you knocked him out. He went the distance with him. Go ahead and make that fight happen. Those are all great fights for a guy like Keyshawn Davis, who I would love to see in the ring with Andy Cruz. I love to see cats go on a revenge tour. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that if I saw him, if I remember correctly, he said something about, that was the amateurs. They're on a point system, so things are different. But, I mean, damn, dude, y'all didn't have any headgear on. I mean, it looked pretty similar to me. You just lost.
It wasn't just one fight neither. It wasn't just one fight. It wasn't one lucky fight.
Man, just keep getting them L's. And we see Shakur Stevenson praising Andy Cruz as being a complete fighter. So maybe that's the reason you don't want to fight Mr. Andy Cruz. Go ahead and make that fight happen, brother. We want to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
you keep talking about cats.
We want to see that.
Yeah, you keep talking about cats want to see you and Tank. No, we want to see you and Andy Cruz. And then we may want to see you and Tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that should go. So, shout out to Keyshawn Davis, though. They're going to say we hating about that too, fam. They're going to say, Freeze Tim just hit us with the $4.99 again. Bozy, an awesome couch. Bozy, an awesome couch.
Might be an awesome coach.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Vern, we criticize Tank. Well, I swear, y'all just special sometimes. Vern, we said it from the very beginning about Tank before Tank fought Frank Martin. Before he said anything was set up for this year, we said Tank needed to fight either Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. This was all prior before Devin and Ryan fought, or even Tio. We knew Tio was an offsuit because of Tio being with Top Rank and all the stuff that Tio was doing over there. He fought Frank Martin. He was about to fight Loma. Loma ducked out. This is Lamont Roach is his fourth or fifth opponent now. What else do you want him to do? Shakur hurt. Tio is in litigation. We know Tio can't fight nothing right now. So come on now.
Look at this, man. Z Pacino talking about some Elvis Rodriguez lost to Andy Cruz 6 times in the amateur. Nobody asked him to go see Andy Cruz. We asking the big mouth Keyshawn Davis to because he calling out the top of the sport. Elvis Rodriguez ain't calling out Gervonta Davis. What are we talking about here, bruh? What are we talking about here, Big Supreme, since you agreeing with it? Well, what are we talking about? Elvis Rodriguez ain't talking about he the best at 135. Elvis Rodriguez ain't talking about he needs to be the one that fight Gervonta Davis next. What are you talking about? He ain't got no damn point. He ain't got no point. Keyshawn Davis is positioning himself at the top of 135. Well, if you at the top of 135, beat the dude that whooped that ass. How you go straight to Tank? What are you talking about? Go fight that man.
Keyshawn got an inside track to get 2 belts right now. 2 belts to help himself in better positioning for a Tank fight. Actually, 1 belt. My bad. Yeah, because Loma got 1. Loma might be retired, but he is in position to get him a belt. You know, he ain't gonna ever fight his butter.
Man, Big Supreme. Big Supreme talking. Big Supreme talking he gonna be up when it opens up. We ain't opening up shit, Big Supreme. We ain't opening up a goddamn thing, because now I know what your argument is. I can't wait to hear your argument, Big Supreme. I'm just bullshitting.
Exactly, Tunnel Vision. Tunnel Vision said since Keyshawn can beat Tank, he should be facing no more bums. If he does, he must be criticized. Exactly.
I'm not. Listen, I don't mind seeing Keyshawn Davis fight Gervonta Davis. I have no issue with that. But how are you calling out the guy that's at the pinnacle of the sport? Yet you got tossed by this dude, and you literally got killed by Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg of you getting beat by this dude. How are you talking about it? And again, there is a difference. Elvis Rodriguez, is he calling out Gervonta Davis? Have you heard Elvis Rodriguez calling out Gervonta Davis?
I mean, Elvis got beat by Andy Cruz 6 times, and he should want a revenge tour on Andy Cruz. He should want the same revenge tour. If I got my ass beat by anybody, I want revenge.
Sure, but it's like we can make statements about one guy not being in a position, even though he got 30 fights, he's not in a position where he should fight another opponent yet. This guy, Keyshawn, with freaking 11 fights, guy got 30 fights and he not in a position to fight a specific fighter yet. Keyshawn Davis with 12 fights is. Make it make sense. Like, we were talking about Jerron Ennis needs to go and fight higher level competition before, not we, but other people need to fight higher level competition before he got X, Y, Z. But Keyshawn Davis don't? What makes Keyshawn Davis special? Hell,
you know damn well Keyshawn Davis can't get the Tank right now. he's Top Rank ain't having that. Top Rank put out a thumbnail who he should fight, and Tank Davis was named not on there.
They don't want to see. They're afraid Keyshawn gonna get dusted like he did in the amateurs. That's the problem, and they want to be able to have another person that they can point to and say Tank ducking. That's all.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I like Keyshawn the fact that he's out there talking and everything, but we still got to keep it straight though. We gotta be real with it.
You damn right. Hold on, Big Supreme. Oh, what's that fist that they do when you got the fist shaking? Big Supreme. You damn right. I'm Miss Society. Well, no, I'm not. I think you got to get in I think you got to score like 140 to like get the Mensa. I've taken the Mensa practice test. The highest I've scored I think was 125. You got to be like 140.
Right? We knew you know damn well Tank wasn't going to be able to get his fight with Loma anyway back then. Also, we didn't have a channel back then. We didn't have a channel. You talking about something from 2018?
Man, this dude is talking to me about mutually exclusive and both things can exist. Dude, I say that all the time. You stealing my stuff, Big Supreme. You stealing my stuff. No, this dude is not in a position to fight Gervonta Davis. It's as simple as that, period. End of story. Barbara D then hit us up with the $10. Peace and blessings. Jason and Greg in the chat, listening in the background. Thanks as always. Keeping it 100 all day long. That's what we do. We keep it 100. We keep snap my sticker like.
Hey, as you can see, I appreciate that, man. We appreciate the banter, man. Trust us. It's all good. We appreciate people coming here with the banner, whether they try to poke at us or anything like that. It's all good because we ain't got no feelings.
Big Supreme say Greg snack minds think alike. Okay. All right.
I got a question, Greg. So tell me this: was Loma too old to fight Devin just last year?
Oh no! That was 2023. But no.
That was last year. 2023.
Oh shit! I'm thinking we in 2025. You're right. Yeah. 2023. Correct.
Yeah. So when he fought and when he dusted Kambosos, did they say he was too old in?
No.
So now I'm saying he's too old for Tank.
Of course. It always changes for Tank. Once they get the Tank, they too old, they too slow, they haven't won a title, they weren't top 5 pound for pound, they didn't win multiple titles. It's every excuse in the book when it relates to Tank.
Hey, great point, Big Supreme. Big Supreme say Lomachenko too old, but Jake Paul versus Tyson was sanctioned.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Big Supreme, he usually made some good points. That's why I'm like, I don't know why he was agreeing with that other dude. What are you doing, Big Supreme? All right, man, let's move on to the next topic. But before we do that, guys, we got 77 people in the building, and we only got 33 likes, man. I need y'all to smash. Man, maybe I need to go start some beef with somebody. Who I need to go beef with? Aki? TV? Maybe I need to go beef with, I don't know, Blue Blood? Boxing?
Maybe people, man.
Maybe I need to go call out Dante's Boxing Nation, man, and maybe people smash the like button in. Come on, guys. We keep it straight 100% boxing. Y'all should be appreciative of this. Smash the like button so other people can find this content. I know it ain't beef. I know it ain't drama. I know it ain't a car crash. But smash the like button so other people can find this content because we're talking about that real deal, not content creator beef or anything of that nature, we talking about that real deal. Smash the like button. Thank you guys. Well, I'm gonna start playing this.
Y'all get the likes up, man. Come on, man. Support the channel, support the grind.
Man, get the likes up, man. Support the channel, support the grind, baby. Cheer. Let's go. All right, man. Damn, we still only at 38 likes. Come on, we got 85 people in the building. Smash the like button. What are people doing? Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Just pause real quick and smash the like button. Or the dislike button. I'm cool with the dislike button too, but Jesus Christ, I don't think we had that many dislikes. Let's go. All right, Jay, where we want to go from here?
So let's go ahead and talk about Bill Haney saying congratulating Jake Paul, the face of boxing. I'm like, I thought your son was the face of boxing.
They're both. Maybe there's both. Maybe they're both. Maybe they're co-faces of boxing.
I mean, I thought Devin was the face of boxing. That Bill said that up until, what was it, April 20th? That date happened as a no contest. Up until that date, he said his son was the face of boxing. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden he's saying Jake Paul the face of boxing. Jake Paul's dude, he's a gimmick. He's a gimmick. That's why we didn't report on that fight. But for one, I didn't want to see that fight at all. I didn't appreciate Tyson being 58 years. I'm not mad at Tyson getting his money. Get your money all day, every day. But the fact that they actually sanction that as an actual fight, as a fight, and it goes on Tyson's record, 8 2-minute rounds or something like this. Come on, man. But I am happy to see Bill back out there. But Bill saying Jake Paul the face of boxing, not Canelo, not Tank. He's doing that directly, I think, to poke at Tank right now. So hopefully that means Devin's really back in training to get himself back in the position for some fights, because Bill doesn't say anything unless something's brewing. So I'm hoping for that, but I'm tired of Jake Paul, man. I don't even want to discuss that dude no more. What's your thoughts on Bill Haney?
I've kind of expressed my thoughts on Bill. So number one, shout out to Bill Haney, man, the number one hustler, the number one, he's a Bay, he's a West Coast hustler. We are one of the few channels that he hasn't purchased, and we are not up for purchase. Everything that we say on this platform, man, is what we really feel, and sometimes it's right, and damn it, sometimes it's wrong, and that's okay. So like normal, I'm gonna keep it real with what I have to say in regards to Bill Haney. I think it's shade towards Gervonta Davis. I said this earlier in the video that I did today. Gervonta Davis has been known as the face of boxing, or at least one of the faces of boxing, and it's primarily driven by the fact that he puts asses in seats, and that's the reason why, generally speaking, people consider him a face of boxing, at least, right? And so when you start talking about Jake Paul being the face of boxing, to me, you're trying to discredit what we've said about Gervonta Davis, or what many have said about Gervonta Davis. And he also mentioned that now they're going to say it's not about ticket sales or belts. Dude, Jake Paul, I would put in a different classification. You can't call Jake Paul the face of boxing because he's not fighting at the highest level of boxing, even though his fights are sanctioned. Listen, I look at it more so like some type of celebrity boxing is more of and don't get me wrong, boxing is entertainment in general, but it's almost, and somebody said this in the comment section, I thought this was a good analogy. It's similar to WWE, it's sports entertainment. Jake Paul is sports entertainment, right? There's definitely a sport because they're in there, they're punching each other, they're working out, they're training for these fights. So I'm not going to knock it to that extent, but he's not fighting at the highest level of the sport. And if he was fighting at the highest level of the sport, he would continuously get his ass whooped, and therefore his marketability wouldn't be as high as it is today. So he's not the face of boxing. He's the face of sports entertainment relative to boxing entertainment, if you want to call it that. But no, he's not the face of boxing. That's going to be Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be Gervonta Davis. And I just think that was just an opportunity to try to throw shade at Tank. My thing is, stop trying to throw shade at Tank. Like, you and Tank taking your son more than likely not going to fight, because Devin Haney is a natural 168 pounder. So you need to move your son up to 147. You need to move him up to 154. And, Tank will eventually end up fighting Shakur Stevenson, and they'll settle it to see who's the best at 135 pounds. But Devin's just a big kid. He's a big dude. I think today's his birthday, right? Is the day Devin Haney's birthday? Happy birthday, Devin Haney. It was either yesterday or today. Happy birthday, Devin Haney, if that's the case. But this is just Bill Haney doing Bill Haney things, and this is how he gets himself caught up. Because again, people don't triangulate all the things they say. They say so many different things. My thing is when you have a consistent premise, Jay. When you say, this is how I see things, and everything is predicated on that, you will always be in a position where people can't catch you in what you say, right? Because you don't have to ever triangulate what you say because it's all based off the same premise. So it automatically triangulates. And that's what I say to a lot of people in the Discord. That's what I say to a lot of the people. I keep it the same energy. Just like last week. What was I saying about Devin Haney, Jay, 3 months ago? That there was no reason for him to continuously get hit with a left hook. That wasn't Austrian. Well, guess what I said last week about Boots? I'm sorry, but I can't blame continuously getting hit on anything like being weight drained or
not interested.
None of that stuff. Like you kept getting hit. Like that's I got to call that what it is. That's something that you got to go work on in the gym. Similarly, I had the same energy for Devin Haney. So my energy don't change. My position doesn't change because my premise doesn't change. It is what it is. But Bill is just doing Bill things, man. He's a hustler, huh?
Yeah, I got a question about the whole Jake Paul thing, right?
Yeah, let's
People
go.
talking about we said it was always about putting cheeks in seats, right?
Yep.
Was that fight on pay-per-view? Was that card on pay-per-view?
No.
Exactly. Not the same. It ain't the same. Yeah, they packed. That stadium was packed, but he had Mike Tyson on that, who's known globally, worldwide. I was just in Japan just like 2 weeks ago, and I started talking about boxers. I was wearing the AM Sports Media. I told them what I did on the side. They're like, "Well, we know boxing. We know Tyson. They know no one else over there in Japan." So I'm not surprised that is sold out. But it wasn't on pay-per-view. How many people actually really would have paid pay-per-view for that card? Just $50, $60, $70 for that card. I don't think a lot of people would have paid that much for it. It was on Netflix, and the server kept crashing, pissing people off left and right as well. So it had a lot of viewership, and it was packed, but it wasn't a lot of there wasn't any pay-per-view dollars because a lot of people already have Netflix anyway.
Yeah, if it would have done pay-per-view, it would have did numbers. Because Tyson. It would have did numbers. If Jake Paul did, from what I'm seeing here, Jake Paul did 800,000 with Tommy Fury. It would have done numbers as far as I can see, just based off of that because it's Mike Tyson.
Amanda and Katie Taylor, that fight stole the show that night.
I still haven't seen that fight. I still haven't had the opportunity to see that fight.
It was a hell of a fight. It was a good thing. That's one thing I will say about that card. It did put women's boxing on a great platform for a lot of eyeballs to see, and hopefully it catapults it even higher. To answer your question, champion, Japan was dope. Tokyo, a lot of other cities, Hiroshima, all that was dope over there.
Man, fuck your experience. Man, fuck your experience.
Fuck you.
Fuck your experience. Man, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson situation, Jay, was so big. I was in the barbershop and they were talking about it. And I've been in that barbershop many of the times, and I've never heard them talking about boxing whatsoever. They were talking about it. My wife, who I had not even mentioned this to because we had not even covered this on this, she was like, "So you're watching the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight tonight, right?" My wife had heard about it. She does not know about any boxing at all. And she knew Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And she don't know much about Jake Paul. She ain't never talked, "Hey, you gonna cover a Jake Paul fight?" Never, until he was fighting Mike Tyson. That was about Mike, brother. That was about Mike.
Oh, definitely about Mike. Definitely about Mike. Because someone just posted about what Roy and Mike did when they had that exhibition, and they did what 1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
That was 4 years ago.
And I love Roy, but Roy ain't never sold.
Not like that. Nah, hell no.
Roy ain't never sold. That was all Mike. Everybody love Mike, man. We all love Mike. I just couldn't cover it like it was a real fight because to me it's not. All right, Jay.
Not at all.
We at the 45-minute mark. How many more topics do we have that we wanted to cover today?
Two.
Man, Man, let's go to the last one that we did because I felt a level of hate. I felt the level of vitriol in the comment section when I talked about this.
You put a letter of vitriol and hate that that probably Mike Tyson feels about being called trash.
Yeah, bro. Like
my pound best fighter right now in the world. That's fair.
Yeah. So I did a video today, and I made some connections, some distinct connections that I wanted to highlight as a part of that conversation. And it was odd to me that people were calling me a hater for pointing out the hate that was emanating from another man. I'm a hater for calling out the hate. I don't understand it. Terence Crawford went on his social media platform to specifically state that Mike Tyson looked like trash, training that long and only throwing 97 punches. So this is the first thing that I pointed out, Jay. 97 punches over 8 rounds. Using Edwin De Los Santos fight versus Shakur Stevenson. Shakur threw 209 punches. 209. That averages out to about 17 punches per round. If I take that 17 punches per round and multiply it by the same number of rounds that Mike Tyson fought against Jake Paul, I come up with 139 punches. If I multiply that by 66%, because Mike Tyson only fought 2/3 of a round over 8 rounds, then that comes up to 91 punches per round, what Shakur Stevenson would have averaged if he had fought the same 8-round, 2-minute round fight that Mike Tyson fought. So Shakur Stevenson is on pace for a slower or a less active fight than Mike Tyson, yet Terence Crawford called that beautiful boxing. And I tied it back to the fact that Mike Tyson has made a couple of comments in regards to Terence Crawford relative to his ability to sell in the past, and actually played the video so people wouldn't say that I was lying, that I believe Terence Crawford has heard, and I think he took the opportunity to be slick and kind of throw that out there about Mike Tyson. And then he had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to sit up there and then say that he has the ability to sell out Memorial Stadium, which seats 90,000 people. Why did he say that? It's because we just saw Mike Tyson sell out the AT&T building with 72,000 people. So now all of a sudden, this gentleman is going to have the ability to sell out a stadium that seats 90,000 people out of the blue. Brother, you just couldn't sell out the stadium that you guys were in LA, which I believe it was seating 22,000 people, and you had Eminem on the card. Yet you're going to sell out the Memorial Stadium? Hold on. When you fought in Omaha, what was it called? What was the name of the stadium that he fought at? I can't remember. But it only set, I think the seating there, I think the capacity there was roughly 20,000. You only had 14,000 there, yet you're going to seat 90,000 people to come watch you fight? Terence Crawford, when are you actually going to fight and bring in 90,000 people? Who are you going to fight to get 90,000 people to come out in Omaha, Nebraska to see you fight? The only way you're going to get 90,000 people in Memorial Stadium to watch you fight is if you fight during the halftime of the Nebraska game. That's the only way you're going to fill 90,000 people. That is it. You fight during halftime. So it was clear hate to me. It was tied to Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson has said you never sold. You just saw Mike Tyson sell, and then you started feeling bitter. You started feeling bad. You started feeling that hate, that envy, that green-eyed devil, that jealousy in your soul because Mike is 60 years old and still making the same money you making, and you've been in the game and you at the top of your game today. We understand, brother. I connected the dots. Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. I'm not a hater because I called out the hate. What are we talking about here? Hey,
yeah,
it is what it is. Go ahead, Jay.
With the $2, television saying that Crawford couldn't sell out if they gave away $70K. Damn. Also, you want to point out real quick, S1 Dub says, "Dear Mr. Bill Haney, the AM Sports Media Show is not for sale and does not accept bribes. However, if you want to put something on their light bill, we might be able to work something out."
Here's what's so great about being a part of AM Sports Media, Jay. We are both gainfully employed and do quite well. As a matter of fact, we are both house husbands. So, hey, we don't need Bill Haney to take care of us. Our wives do it for us.
That's why we got time to make the videos.
Yup. So we don't need your money, Bill Haney. We don't need anybody's money. We do quite well. Well, our wives do quite well. And by virtue of them doing quite well, we do quite well. Thank you.
Yeah. So appreciate the dollar trip contribution, my friend. Appreciate it. Hey, I'm your lender. You're talking about y'all still mad over Earl losing the Bud. That's lets me. Every time y'all say stuff like that, lets me know y'all have no argument. Nothing
No.
whatsoever. Because that has nothing to do with what was just stated about Bud calling Tyson trash and saying that he could sell $90K. Connect with him, please.
Man, he's hating, dog. Why y'all can't accept that the man hating, bro? Why y'all can't accept that the man upset because Mike Tyson up in there getting $20 million for throwing 97 punches. Terence Crawford go up in there and throw 300 punches and don't even get $20,000. Why y'all? Yeah, he hating, bro. He hating. It is what it is. Don't get mad at us, man. We just the messengers. I ain't never seen so many cats get.
How's this? So I see a few people in here saying they're not cool with what he said about Tyson. Why isn't anyone else? Why are y'all Bud fans cool with that statement about Tyson? You shouldn't be, because it was out of pocket. It was out of pocket for Bud to even say that about Tyson, saying that he was trash and all this stuff. That he's 58 years old. If you read Tyson's story, what he posted after the fight, how he almost lost his life back in June. He really shouldn't have been fighting. This fight should not have happened at all. I'm glad he got his 20 mil, but that fight shouldn't have happened. That fight shouldn't have happened.
Man, how this trash ass nigga got this fight, man? I've been fighting all the time, man. I can't make this money. Just go ahead and make this money. And he say I don't sell.
I want to see people train like Tyson did at 58 years old. I want to see how y'all looking.
Facts.
I want to see how y'all looking with a busted knee.
Man, nobody trying to hear that, man. That dude was hating. That dude was hating, period. He was hating because Mike went in there and got money that he ain't going to see, and he was pissed about it. It is what it is. Don't call me no hater. I just called it out. Don't call me no hater. I just called it out. Hey, yo, I just opened up the phone lines. I'm gonna drop the link to the call. I'm gonna drop the link to it so you guys can join the link very soon as well. But I just opened up the phone line. I want to give a couple of people the opportunity to call in from a phone line perspective as well. So let me open that up. Phone lines is open, and I'm waiting for a couple of calls. But yeah, man, man, don't call. Huh?
It was an exhibition, man. It was an exhibition fight. That shouldn't count on his record. So I mean, come on. It was dubbed as an exhibition.
Oh hell, man! I already know who this is. Some more goddamn hate. Hey man, this is the Angry Man Podcast, man. What's going on?
Man.
Yeah, Mike was trash. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, SVP TV.
I told everybody, man. He's 58 years old. What y'all expecting him to do? He gonna look trash. It is what it is.
Dude,
but I'm glad he got his money.
Well, if you're talking about somebody trash, hold on. You gotta when we say trash, it has to be relatively speaking, dog. Like, of course, at 58, we all know that he's not gonna be what like an elite level fighter looks like. That's not a reason to call him trash.
I told people, man, it was people I know personally picking Tyson. We was arguing about this on the job. I'm like, man, yeah. Compared to what he used to be, he's 58 years old. He's gonna look like shit in there. It just is what it is, I mean, it ain't no knocks against him, to say at 58 you ain't the same as you was in your prime.
Yeah, but trash compared to what? Trash compared to what? Trash compared to what a 58-year-old looks?
Compared to what my what everybody I'm around thinking that he gonna do. So I'm telling people like.
That's not why Terence Crawford said that. But that's not what Terence Crawford said. Everybody know he's not gonna be what he is.
Terence Crawford said it, man. He can tweet.
That nigga's a hater.
I don't gotta agree with everything Terence Crawford say.
Yeah, but you do. I got to agree. You don't have to, but you do.
I'm not going off the amount of punches to say he's trash. I was going off the expectation around me to say he's trash. Come on.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's why. And then the thing about it, I kind of figured it was rigged because I ain't saying it's rigged now, but I had a feeling like it is. This shit rigged. Jake don't win easy. because they wouldn't even let us bet on it in Louisiana. Like, they completely took it off FanDuel. So I figured it was some funny business going on, man.
I can't.
But I just got up in here 5 minutes ago. What else? What are the other topics y'all was talking about? I just got.
Oh man, Shakur Stevenson is the greatest. Terence Crawford may be the greatest fighter of all time, and any other dick riding that you normally do. That's what we were in his support.
Damn, y'all talking with some sense today. Sound like y'all talking with some sense today, man.
No, we ain't talk. No. We just wanted to make sure that we give you all of your dick riding topics that you love.
Oh Lord. When the last time you spoke about Norman? You ain't talking about Norman. I don't know how long. You his biggest fan, remember?
Hey, I got to get down there to the gym, man. I've been so busy, man. I want to get down there to the gym, but it's like an hour away from me, and you know I'm still recovering, man, from a shoulder, man. So I don't like to drive too far. Yeah,
but man, I don't know so much about him doing 90,000 in whatever stadium that is, but you know that's a tough ass. You know, even in A&T Stadium, man, that was really I was surprised. You know,
hey, let me. No, I wasn't surprised by that. Hey, real quick, let me apologize to the people in the chat. I just realized that I used the word DICK. Okay, guys, this is an adult show, so if I offend anyone, we don't do this on our normal videos, okay? But on this show, it's rough, rugged, and raw here. So I know I got Barbara D in the building. I apologize, Barbara D. We got ladies in the building. My apologies. I did not. I just because ASVP TV, he like literally calls me sometimes. So I talk to him. So I hadn't gone into a different world. He got on the
line. Switch where you on live, man.
So my apologies, guys. But the show is an adult show. So I talk with a bit more, you know. My apologies if I offended anyone. Go ahead, ASVP TV.
Damn shame.
Yeah, man. It was really like I've been listening to the Boxing Voice for the whole week leading up to the fight, and the host specifically, it was like straight up nasty work. Like Jake need to put him out of his misery, and he gonna beat the brakes out of Tyson. He gonna be the face of boxing. He gonna bring boxing back to the forefront. It was just nasty work all week long about Mike Tyson, man. And they were bigging up Jake Paul. And my thing is, man, if boxing get to the place to where we need Jake Paul to lift us up, we need to just go ahead and pack it up. We need to go ahead and pack it up and call it a day. If we need Jake Paul to pull us out the gutter, to get back to where we used to be, then we just need to go on call it. That goes to show you how far we done fallen as boxing, you know, as a sport of boxing, you know. But you know, same old. I got Shakur Stevenson beating Tank Davis whenever they do fight. Zepeda, I mean, Terence Crawford did good. You know, he talked a good game like he was gonna come spoil the show. I like the fact that he actually did try to spoil the show. You know, I ain't mad at the man for trying to put himself in position to win a championship. You know, not mad at that at all. Zepeda, you know, showed a little dog, showed a little toughness after getting up from that knockdown, you know. So, you know, I can appreciate that from both fighters. But, yeah, Zepeda getting cooked in February. Boots and Virgil, you know, we stay arguing about Boots in the Discord, you know. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like it's only 2 fights that really need to be made at this junction. Forget them guys at PBC with their belts because they're going to babysit them until they can't. Until the sanctioning bodies force them to step up. It's only Brian Norman Jr., and it's in a fight with Virgil Ortiz. Those are the only 2 fights that I'm going to put cash money on to see Boots in his end. And them the main 2 fights that everybody should be pushing for. Shouldn't be out here trying to call nobody a duck when pretty much all them guys in need of a decent opponent. Like all 3 of them guys need a good name on their resume. They need to knock one or the other off and accomplish something. You know what I'm saying? They need to, you know, it's about time for all of them to take that big step, that next step. You know what I'm saying? maybe more so for Virgil and Boots because they're a little older than Norman. But they all need to be in the mix at some point. And Norman, man, the way people talking, man, the hardcores that I know, shit, they talking like he gonna get knocked off. Like he gonna be one of the ones that get knocked off before he get a fight with Boots or anybody before he unify. So
hold on, say that. Who you talking about now? Brian Norman.
So you saying Norman? You saying Norman gonna get knocked off before he get the Boots fight?
Some of the like real deal hardcores, they actually picking him to get knocked off before he get a chance to unify. You know, I don't know who all out there at 147. I got to check. I got to do some research, but yeah, they got him getting knocked off. You know, I thought Barrios was about to get knocked off. You know, he was boxing good. And
almost
he was
did.
taking care of business, and then he got caught and put down. You know, and I think it was a split draw, I believe. You know, but last thing, Serrano and Taylor, man, I told everybody. Niggas like, man, these women ain't gonna do nothing in this ring, man. They don't even hit hard. Man, when they seen that blood start flowing and they seen old girl walking Katie Taylor down and they seen that non-stop action, I think women's boxing, you know, gained a lot of notoriety that night, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's good for the culture for the most part, you know, so I'm happy for that.
And my thing is this though, bro. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this though. It's like it's clear to me that, you know, Serrano is at the top of the sport. Katie Taylor is at the top of the sport as it relates to women boxing. And we got women around here that are claiming that they're the GOAT, but ain't nobody really checking for them. People don't really want to see them. You know, people want to see people like, Baumgartner. They want to see Serrano. They want to see Katie Taylor because there's a certain level of femininity that goes with that as well. There's nothing like seeing a feminine woman.
Wait. Did you say Baumgartner? You say people like Baumgartner?
Yeah, we love Baumgartner.
Man, she was just fighting on Fubo.
Yeah, we know. But anyway, but hold on.
Man.
But hold on. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, when we see these women that are feminine but kick ass, that's something that we like, man. We don't like to see women around here, man, talking like dudes. So I mean, that's just some, somebody gonna get pissed at me, but I'm gonna say it.
About Clarissa though, what you trying to say?
I think it's implied in what I said. Damn it. I think it's implied in what I said.
Like or anything like that. That's the issue.
You trying to say
she's not really galvanized people to watch it.
Is that what y'all saying?
I'm trying to say the GOAT is what?
You saying she unattractive?
The further comments of right now are not of AM Sports Media. This is simply of Greg.
I didn't say nothing. So
okay, that ain't so good. I mean, hey, I get it. She talk a big game, want to fight man. You know, I'm not aligned with that.
So you think she attractive? So you think she attractive?
Hell yeah, shit.
Okay.
Yeah, Clarissa look good.
Jason, you think Clarissa look good?
I cannot confirm nor deny the comments that are made right now.
Man,
hey Jason, you think Alicia Baumgartner look good?
I'm responding to the chat. I can't get it.
Baumgartner look good too, man.
Hey, listen, yeah, Baumgartner is it. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate it.
All right, later. I wasn't talking anything about Clarissa Shields. I talked about femininity. Femininity doesn't have anything to do with how you look. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like some of the comments are very masculine that people don't really like. They're not going to gravitate towards a woman that's displaying very masculine features. That's all I'm saying. All right, go ahead.
I think the issue with Clarissa is the fact that she's not really getting the knockouts. She's a hell of a fighter.
Yo,
she's just not getting the knockouts where people are going to really pay attention and be like, oh wow, she can knock people out and stuff like that.
See, the chop shop said Clarissa is a bad woman, bro. She is fine, family. I mean, different stroke for different folks. 646, you in the building. What's going on, fam?
Yo, this Big Supreme, yo.
Big Supreme, I dropped the link, bro. What's up? I thought you were gonna join the link.
I was gonna pull up. I thought you was answering calls though, but I'm gonna pull up later too though. I just want.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I was just putting some calls because I know there's a couple of people that only like to call in. That was the only reason I was doing the call.
You know, I ain't gonna say too much about she attractive or not, because my lady the kitchen cooking and all that. But she's
That
definitely
TKO though.
she's alright. I ain't gonna lie. You can't.
Clarissa? You think Clarissa is all right?
Yeah, her personality is ugly though, but physically, come on, bro. I know you seen that weigh-in.
Oof. No, I've seen her weigh in, man. I just think it's different strokes for different folks,
you need
man.
to check out the most recent weigh-in, bro. She has some black lingerie on. Listen, that snack doing her right.
No, man, I didn't seen her, man. All right, man.
I mean, check it out. I'll drop the link in the chat on that.
All right.
But, I just want to talk about Keyshawn Davis, right? So this is my thing, right? I don't got a problem with what he's doing, honestly, because if the rumors is true about him getting a WBO shot later on this year, that'd be a good unification for Tank.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, realistically, people could say that he's not ready for Tank, and I understand that because, Tank is who he is, but Frank Marlon got a chance, and he ain't really bring that to the table besides being Errol Spence fighter. So Keyshawn actually having the WBO belt, being fake brothers with Shakur, which would be a great selling point, and being the champion, silver medalist, I think that's a good fight. And stylistically, Keyshawn could scrap. I'm not going to take that away from him. He could fight. Now, he might not be on the same level as the Tank, but he's a fighter, bro. Get in the ring. The best man wins. You dig what I'm saying? So that's my take on that. I'm not going to downplay the fight because he doesn't deserve it. Like, who deserves the fight then?
I don't downplay. I don't mind seeing the fight, but don't tell me that this is a fight that has to happen. That's my thing, because you're not going to give. And I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm saying the same people that are talking about fight Keyshawn are the same people that made the comment that Tank ain't beat this person and Tank ain't done this and Tank ain't done that, right? So then all of a sudden he gonna beat Keyshawn. You gonna give him the level of credit that he deserves? No, you're just gonna say, oh, Keyshawn only had 12 fights. So that that's my issue.
You're right, absolutely, but those are trolls at the end of the day. Like, the real boxing fans know that Keyshawn can fight. Same way Shakur
I think he can fight.
Like, these dudes is at the highest levels of the sport at 135. So it's like, you can't say Keyshawn doesn't deserve to fight when he got a Crawford in his corner, he got Bo Mack in his corner, he's a silver medalist. I think that's going to be a good fight, at least from, like, entertainment perspective. I feel like Shakur and Tank might not live up to the hype. It might be a boring fight, but that's probably more on Shakur's side. I think Keyshawn will sit there and really fight. I do think Tank could get him out of there, probably in the later rounds, but I still want to see it, though.
Yeah.
I still want to see it. And another thing I wanted to bring up, right?
Yeah.
When you look at this one thing I don't like. Now, Kenny, I feel like Kenny's a great coach, but he does a lot on social media that makes the fans look at Tank kind of crazy.
Oh, you talking about Kenny Ellis?
Yeah,
Coach Kenny.
I'm going to explain why, though. Because if Keyshawn's calling out Tank, right, why are you telling him to fight Andy Cruz first? That makes it seem like you can't. Not saying he's ducking, but it's very weird to do.
I think he's trolling.
When Haney was calling out Tank, you told Haney to fight Boots. It's like, why these dudes got to go through other channels to get the Tank fight when you got dudes like Pitbull and Frank Martin getting a fight? It doesn't make sense to me. Now, mind you, I'm a staunch Tank fan. I'm a Tank supporter. I buy all his pay-per-views. I've always been a Tank fan, but what I don't like is the narratives. Like, let the fans do that. Like, I don't feel like
I feel you.
Calvin Force to get on social media and say that with their platform. I feel like that's irresponsible. Now, if you want to go back a couple of months ago, you remember when Tank was mad at them saying, yo, y'all doing too much. I don't know if y'all remember when he was on Twitter saying, yo, these dudes got too comfortable. They saying too much. And then they kind of like fell back on social media interviews and stuff like that. I feel like this dovetails into that. Like, you sitting there saying that Andy Cruz has 4 fights, bro. Like, I'm not saying that it won't be a good fight for Keyshawn, but we always say you got to go where the fights are at. So we got on Shakur's helmet for not signing the PBC to get the Tank fight. So why are we giving Andy Cruz grace for not signing the Top Rank?
But hold on.
From day one, why you didn't go to Top Rank?
I hear what you're saying, but I have a couple of counterpoints. So number one, so we're talking about Andy Cruz, and he has 4 fights. Like, we can't reference the fact that he only has 4 fights when we know that Keyshawn only has 12. So that's number one. Number two, right. even the fact that he's with Top Matchroom, by virtue of Turki Alalshikh, that fight can be made on a Riyadh card. So to me, it doesn't matter what side of the street that they are on, whether they're this promoter or that promoter. It doesn't matter. That fight can be made. And then we start talking about why did Pitbull Cruz get a fight and why did so-and-so get a fight, but other guys didn't. It's the same reason why specific fighters got the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford when they were with Top Rank, or the same reason why Shakur Stevenson got specific fights when he was with Top Rank. It's because all of those fights were in-house. That's why. That's why. We know why. It's because they were all in-house fights. So, yeah, when you're not an in-house fighter, yeah, it's going to be more challenging to make that fight. We know that.
Signed to Queensbury.
When he fought. But Terence Crawford wasn't with Terence Crawford was independent then, though.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So my point is, like, when these guys are with specific entities, yeah, those fighters, yeah, Pitbull Cruz and God, why am I losing people's names today, Jay? Rolly. When Rolly, yeah, when Rolly, when they got those opportunities, it was because it was all under the same umbrella. And we see all promoters do this. Like, a fighter will get that opportunity because they're all under the same umbrella. But when you start talking about fighters that are not under the same umbrella, like if they were all under the same umbrella and this was being said, I'd be like, yeah, that's you can't really say that, right? But
I like that. So let me address something in the comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they say, well, these dudes got to get their numbers up, right? This is what I mean by people. I don't even know if people like they consciously.
But Shakur said that though too, though. But Shakur said that too.
Say it again?
I think Shakur said something that was in line with that, like needing to get himself in position.
He was using his name to get numbers up. He said that before too.
No, I get that. But my thing is, what numbers did Pitbull Cruz do before he fought Tank? He was an unknown dude. Same thing with Frank Mon. He
was a replacement.
But they was like in small rooms. So my thing is, you look at Keyshawn, right? He just did $1 million gate. He hasn't even fought a 12-rounder yet. So now I get it. People gonna say, well, it was his hometown. It was in Virginia. He's supposed to do that.
That's what I was about to say.
That can't sell out in their hometown. You look at someone like Teofimo. He's never done more than 4,000 to 5,000 people.
But what's Teofimo's hometown? What is Teofimo's hometown?
I mean, technically, you could say Brooklyn, but I'm from the Bronx. So I mean, New York City don't really claim him. But
exactly. Exactly.
I'm just saying he didn't do good numbers in Florida neither. So my thing is, you can't say a dude is doing good because he's in his hometown. When you look at other dudes who's been unified and disputed, undisputed, and had 3 belts, and they can't sell out in their own hometown, whether it's they adopt their hometown or if they're in Florida, wherever it is they at. So my thing is, I just don't like when fans downplay the fight because it's a good fight. Same thing with Floyd. Floyd never downplayed none of his opponents. He always gave them their praise. They just do. Gave them their credit. It was a good opponent.
I don't think people.
I feel like in this era,
Big Supreme. I don't think people are downplaying it though, man. I think people are just saying they're pointing out the obvious, which is, yo, man, Tank is not just gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like you're with Top Rank, you know, and I'm not downplaying the fight. I think Jason and I both said that we want to see that fight. We love to see it, but I could easily understand why Tank be like, man, I'm not fighting him. Just like I could easily understand why Terence Crawford said, I'm not fighting Boots.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just have one more point before, I let the other caller come up. When you look at someone like Shakur and you look at Keyshawn, these dudes is brothers, they soft, this, that, and third. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what I mean by hypocrisy and double standards, especially from the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at someone like Robert Garcia. He has Rayo at 140, he's the champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he also has the other kid that's at 140. I'm forgetting his name. He's a good fighter though. He was training with in Cuba. I'm not remembering his name.
Everybody losing names today.
He's on Top Rank though, for sure.
What you say his name was, Jay?
Lindolfo Delgado is his name. Lindolfo Delgado.
Oh, okay.
So them dudes ain't about to fight. You got 2 140-pounders. One is a contender, one is a champion. Nobody pushing them for them to fight because they under the same banner. It's all good when they do it. Then you look at Denis Berinchyk. Denis Berinchyk and Lomachenko was on the same Olympic team. I don't know if y'all knew that Denis Berinchyk dated Lomachenko's sister. Nobody's pushing for them to have no unification. Nobody's pushing for them to fight. Then you look at Zayar Abdullah. He's managed by Igis Klimas. That's Lomachenko's manager. He's number 1 in the IBF. He's not gonna fight Lomachenko. They saying that Lomachenko might retire. If he retires, Eagles is gonna line him up to be the number one challenger for that vacant title. So it's probably gonna be Zaya Abdullah versus Muratalla. My thing is, I don't like when these other dudes, I don't want to mention the race and all that, like when these other guys have these opportunities to fight dudes that's in a stable or they manage with the same people, they always move the parts around so it doesn't happen. It's like the black fighters got to fight all of the black fighters. Like, what's going on? Teofimo hasn't fought a black American fighter yet. He keeps turning down opportunities, and he don't want to fight nobody. So I just think it's weird when our fighters get criticized for not fighting each other, but then these dudes never fight each other at all. So that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I criticized Canelo Alvarez when he said he wasn't going to fight a Mexican. Like if you are blood relatives, and I'm sorry, give me 1 second because I need to change what this screen looks like here.
My fault, Greg, but who cares about who's going to pay for the fight? They both champions, bro. I don't like when fans start talking like they managers and accountants and they matchmakers. Look, bro, you're not a promoter. You're a fan, bro. These dudes is both champions in the same weight class under the same umbrella, and they managed by the same people. Like, why they can't line it up? Why they can't fight? I just don't like when these other dudes do it. It's crickets. It's always some kind of excuses. Oh, nah, well, who's going to pay for the fight? Who's going to do this? But then when it's us, we supposed to fight everybody. But, I don't. But like
my thing is, like, I don't like that. I don't. No, I know. I know who you're talking about. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm talking about him.
I'm just saying in general that I don't like people talking about like not fighting each other for whatever relationships. Like, I didn't grow up in that manner, and I don't know how old you are, Big Supreme, but I'm an old man. You can see it in the grays in my face, and I grew up in that era where.
Snack, bro. You look a little young.
Hey man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate. Yeah, man, that snack been doing me good. But no, man, fuck you. Anyway, so Jason Light for me to just I don't know, I can't talk to him any kind of other way, but I just generally don't like for people, unless you are related, to be talking about you not gonna fight because blah 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 blah. I just don't like it. Like, no, you are professionals. If you like, I would have if Spence would have went to 154 and they would have kept the same trainers, I'd have been like, yo, dude, you and Mel got to fight, dog. Y'all not related. So for me, those types of things, like I just consistently, for me, unless you are related, or the only other thing that I would say is maybe if you got the same trainer, like you all under the same umbrella, maybe. But like if you're not up under the same trainer, and even then, when you're up under the same trainer, my preference is then one of y'all need to lead the division, dog. Like, yeah, you got to fight, lead a division, or you got to fight each other. So that's kind of my thing, man. That's just me.
I think that's why Laura left 154, because I think the Charlos was trained by Ronnie Shields, right? Yeah. And they was going to fight each other. I think that's why he left.
Yeah.
But let somebody else come on here, man, because they grinding me up right now. But I'll come on the panel later.
Yeah. The link in the channel. And I see Band Up is in the building, man. He about to start crying. All right, fam. Later. Band Up, man. You want to cry?
Ain't no crying, bro. It's all facts over here, bro. It's
all crying. Cry.
What's up with you, hater, bro? I don't know how Jason feels. So we gonna say that one. But what's up with you, hater?
Hold on. Before.
Greg rolled out of bed today and said, "Let me piss off some blood fans."
Hold on, real quick, man. I got Walt in the building. I gotta make sure I address Walt. Walt, what's going on, Walt?
What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
What's happening, Walt?
Nothing much. What's going on? What's going on, Band Up? I'm looking at it like, to me, the sport changed after Floyd got old, because people try to say Floyd cherry-picked at the end, but he didn't do that till he was 38 years old. Canelo has ruined the sport. So since Canelo started cherry-picking and trying to keep the old, nobody fights each other. And everybody keeps, like the dude's just saying, everybody keeps getting mad at people not fighting each other. But all these Top Rank, all these different organizations, look at how many, if you watch a Top Rank card, you know before the card who's going to win the fight. They don't put their fighters in with nobody. And it's like every time they do put that guy in with a guy, it's near the end where they think he's almost done, and they're putting him as a sacrifice lamb if they do put him up against a top-notch fighter. They don't put him in there, when he's in his heyday against top dudes. That ended back with HBO. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I see Tank not fighting Keyshawn yet, I would love to see that fight, but I guarantee if Tank fights Keyshawn and knocks him out, everybody who hates Tank is going to say, oh, you only had 11 fights. They're not going to give Tank no credit for that win at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, Tank, he gets different rules than everybody. He beats Ghost, and he tries to fight Loma. He tries to fight Shakur, and everybody's acting like he never tried to do that. They're acting like he just went into this fight with the Roach brother, and Roach is the only one who stepped up, really. It's like
exactly.
To me, the only dude in boxing right now who should be able to make their own way, Tank a little bit because of money, is Terence. To me, because Terence is at that age where Floyd is, and he's done everything. I don't, and you guys know I wanted Errol Spence to win that fight. I'm not saying this from a Terence guy way, because I like Terence Crawford, but I just love the sport. But I just look at all he's put into the sport, you know what I'm saying? And for we to sit back and let, like dude said, all these Caucasian fighters and Mexican fighters do whatever the fuck they want, Terence should get to do whatever the fuck he wants from now on. And I know, Greg, I know you're not that big on that, but I'm just saying,
don't tell Greg that. Do not tell Greg that, because Greg swear Bud Bud don't deserve a damn thing.
Greg, I get tired of all this shit when the dude who's at the head of the sport he's been bending over people for years, taking their money, fighting fucking bums. So it's like, from now on, I don't want to hear Terence's name mentioned in any of the dumb shit, because I'm sitting back I'm 62 and I'm watching all this shit. It's a disgrace to the boxers in the past. What's going on now? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to Keyshawn, I would love to see him try to get his get back against Cruz. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that Bomac is going to let that happen, because it's a scary fight for Keyshawn. Because Keyshawn goes into that fight thinking, this dude got me 4 times. He's not going to have the same confidence level as he would have. Like, he thinks he can beat Tank as Tank's smaller. And it's like, I know Bomac and them. I think if that fight came up, I don't think they would let that fight happen. Unless Keyshawn really controls his career, then it could happen. But if they have some stake in it, I don't think they're going to sacrifice him that now. Because I see mistakes Keyshawn makes. And it's like, he just beat a guy who was tailor-made. Tank's not going to come running out there throwing punches from, like, all different dumb directions, man. You know what I'm saying? But even what's my man's name down in the corner now? I forget his name, the brother with the beard. I even agree with him now with the Terence Crawford stuff. And it's like, I used to fight it for the longest time, but I'm tired of all these other dudes getting to do this bitch shit. And then Terence wants to fight and get a big money fight before he gets out. The brother's almost 38. Let him get his. You got Canelo sitting back just taking people's money, doing nothing. It's just
I can't
all this dumb shit. It's just dumb shit to me, man. But y'all have a good day and enjoy chopping it up, man.
All right, appreciate you, Walt. So that was Walt, and I want to make sure that everybody's aware. We got the Boxing Source in the building. We got Big Supreme back in the building. We got Band Up in the building. And we got Mr. Let Him Cook in the building. Jerry, my lender for life. So we got a full panel here today. This will be interesting.
Happy Sunday, my friends.
What's going on?
Sunday.
What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, it's good to see Greg back on his swagger.
That swag is always here,
Jason,
brother.
welcome back, my friend. I'm not sure where you've been, but welcome back.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Let's talk about Jake Paul possibly being the new face of boxing. Looks like it got a little bit underneath his skin.
No, it didn't get under my skin. I'll be back.
Hold on. Before we get hold on, Jerry. Before we get that, I gotta address Greg and his hating that he was doing. That whole video
Bando, let Jerry go because Greg just took off. You know, he old and he got a bladder problem.
Yeah, Greg knew the seat was going to get hot on his ass. I got some shit.
Well, I know. Greg's got to go and take his shot of cognac, get his nerves ready.
Off camera.
But Jason, I'll let you answer. What is the face of boxing? Because the formula has always been cheeks and seats and fanfare, right? People got to want to see you. They buy your pay-per-view buys. And then also they come to the arena. So we're looking at gates and we're looking at pay-per-view buys. Isn't that the face of boxing?
In a traditional sense, of course. In a traditional sense.
Isn't that the formula?
In a traditional sense, yes.
What do you mean?
Like Greg said, it's called asses and seats. That's what Greg said. Only thing that matters is asses and seats.
So he's trying to quantify his calculations going.
No, I'm not quantifying anything.
The situation.
No. So hold on. And I made this example earlier. If Kendrick Lamar and Drake decided to fight in a charity boxing match today, they would sell out an arena. That doesn't make them the face of fucking boxing, guys. Like, let's stop that. It makes no sense. That argument makes absolutely no sense. Jake Paul he's not boxing. He's sports entertainment. That's what he is.
Okay, so Greg, on the surface, that makes a whole lot of sense. But Jake Paul is a professional boxer. You do know that. In what sense? You are aware that he is a professional boxer that is able to be sanctioned, that can fight for a title, that fights by the rules. I mean, you do know that, right?
And I understand that, and I also know, and you do know that Mike Tyson has not fought in almost 20 years. He was able. Hold on, let me finish. He was able to get a fight sanction. He's been fighting guys from MMA that are not actual boxers. So this is a different section of boxing. This is not necessarily he's not fighting at the top level of the sport. And so this is different. That's my point.
And you know who started it?
Roy Jones Jr. was a boxer. Roy Jones Jr. was a boxer, and I swear Tyson was just in the ring with him. I don't care what you say. He was in the ring with him, 2 years ago?
But let's talk about Floyd Mayweather, who fought Conor McGregor for his last fight to make it 50-0. So you are aware that these professionals can come over to the boxing sector and get sanctioned and licensed, and it's actually a pro fight.
That's
fine. Comparing Drake fighting,
that's the false equivalence,
Drake fighting whoever else, other rapper. It's really not the same. So here, let me.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same.
Let me quantify this by saying,
go ahead.
Jake Paul has a social media presence. He has a machine that's always working.
That's fine.
But all he does is fight. For the last 4 years, he's fought every year. Probably fought more than Tank Davis has fought every year, and every year makes more money than everyone else.
Okay.
So he is an actual serious fighter. He took it up late in his career.
No, he's not.
He is a serious fighter. He took it up late in his career.
He's not a
serious
fighter.
And at some point, mark my words, he's going to end up fighting Canelo. He's going to end up fighting Canelo. Fine. But here's where...
He's Canelo?
Here's where...
I don't think Canelo take that fight, though.
Here's where I will challenge you.
Hold on, we all got to fight. Talk at one time.
Jake said Canelo has no choice because he can only make the kind of money that he wants to make with me because I am the cash cow now. So it's either Turki Alalshikh or Jake Paul. It ain't with the PBC. It ain't with the PBC. So he's going to have to make up his mind where he wants to cash out his last big, great fight at. But here's where I will tell you that the claim for Jake Paul being the face of boxing can be quantified. Because if you fight on his card, you will be making life-changing money. Why don't you ask Clarissa Shields, who used to call Jake Paul a joke, but now Serrano and Taylor have made more money than possibly she's made in her whole career.
So that has hold on. You got to pause sometime. I got you. Okay. So that has nothing to do with Mike Tyson and the fact that he was on that card. Ask Michael Perry, who is his last opponent, did he make life-changing money? Did they make life-changing money as a part of that event? They did not.
He absolutely
And let me finish.
Mike Perry did make life-changing money.
That was not a life-changing event.
Compared to what Mike Perry made in
that was not a life. Let me finish. Exactly. Jesus Christ! Am I going? Do you guys? Do I have to mute everybody? Or, I mean, come on, guys. So if you want to compare it to what he did in MMA, that's fine. But what I'm talking about is life-changing money relative to boxing. They didn't make a huge gate there. It wasn't a huge event. That's my point. So Mike Tyson was the predominant driver of the event on Friday. Period. End of story. There is no argument there.
That's not true.
That is true. That is true.
Not
that is true. Then why the fuck didn't he sell 72,000 tickets with anybody else? Hold on. Let me finish. Guys, hold on. Why didn't he sell 72,000 tickets with anybody else then if it was Jake Paul? Answer that shit.
Listen, just the same way that your boy Tank Davis will never sell over $1 million unless he faces Ryan Garcia, another social media platform.
Hey, no. I'm talking about ticket sales.
Your dance partner has a lot to do with it.
I'm talking about ticket sales. Tickets.
Boy,
what are you talking about?
I didn't say anything about pay-per-views.
Partner doesn't matter. But
hey, hold on. Frank, hold on. How Martin said it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Gervonta Davis sold $14 million gate with Frank Martin. Didn't matter. Why the fuck didn't Jake Paul do 72,000? Gervonta does gates no matter what. No matter the opponent. Why isn't Jake Paul doing that? Answer the question.
Jake Paul is generating more money than Gervonta Tank Davis.
You just didn't answer the question. You just avoided the question. You didn't answer it. You didn't answer it.
You're just
you didn't answer it.
Facts.
No. Facts. No. You're not gonna do that, Jerry. I just made an argument about why Mike Tyson was the reason why that fight was the driver, and I just used Gervonta Davis, and you didn't answer the question.
Of course, I answered the question.
No, you didn't.
You're saying that this fight was his biggest career fight.
I didn't say that.
I'm equivocating that with Tank Davis' career biggest purse and biggest gate and biggest pay-per-view buys is with Ryan Garcia.
That's fine. That's fine. But I'm saying that he's the gate after gate after gate. That's what I'm talking about, Gervonta Davis. If it's just about Jake Paul, why isn't Jake Paul doing anything near that? Why isn't Jake Paul doing anything near that?
Are you saying that prior to this Mike Tyson fight, Jake Paul has been a failure in pay-per-view buys and revenue?
Who said that? I said, why isn't he doing that same amount of gate revenue? Gervonta Davis has been doing high gates regardless. That's the point. He just did 14. He did, 20-something with Ryan? So answer the question.
I'm telling you, because you need the right dance partner to break records. Listen.
We're not talking about breaking records.
Greg, listen to me.
Your argument is terrible.
Nothing even close. They had 70,000 in Cowboy Stadium. They did over 65 million viewers on Netflix. Which reminds me, your excuse for the PBC's failure on Amazon Prime is because they need time to get their shit together behind the scenes. Well, goddamn, Jake Paul needed 4 months to get it together with Netflix to set a goddamn record. To set a record. If he is such a, Johnny come lately, how can he be so successful with a contract that probably was 4 months old with Netflix and set a record for PBC, who's a veteran in this game.
In there.
Why are they still struggling
my guy Jerry
with Amazon Prime?
To throw something in there with him, what he said.
What you said?
Like how he said, right dance partner. Like I said, to throw something in there to prove his point when he's talking about right dance partner. No matter if it's a boxer or not, if Bud goes against Conor McGregor right now, you don't think that's going to sell?
Absolutely.
Man, what the fuck are y'all talking about, dog?
Hold
Hold on.
Dance partner.
I understand the right dance partner. That's not an argument that I'm making. Literally, I said Gervonta Davis just did a $15 million gate with Frank Martin. So your argument that he only does gates with Ryan Garcia is irrelevant. You're wrong. So
I said revenue.
And I said Gates. And I said Gates. And I said Gates.
You don't want
and it wasn't 200,000 buys. It wasn't 200,000 buys. That's wrong. And you guys are flipping the art. I said specifically Gate. My whole argument was Gate. You turned it into revenue. I said Gate.
Oh, so pay-per-view buys aren't revenue now.
There were no fucking pay-per-view buys last night. So we got to compare Gates. What the fuck are you talking about? Damn! Shit! Good God! Like the reason why I'm talking about fucking hold on. The reason why I'm talking about tickets. The only way to compare it is to look at the gates. There were no pay-per-views. Okay. This is why I hate talking to people that. Let me stop. I'm about to go ahead, man.
I know. Because you're about to start, insulting me again.
No, I'm not going to insult you.
If you are as smart as you say, try to not insult somebody.
I'm not going to insult you. I'm not. No, I'm not drowning in anything, Jerry. I get tired of. I have to break down. I get frustrated when I have to break down things to people, and the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying.
You're getting frustrated because you cannot use your normal logic. You use Gate because you can't use pay-per-view buys. We can compare Jake.
So I just muted you because it's very clear why I'm making the argument. You cannot compare pay-per-views because I was talking about two specific events. The one last night and Gervonta Davis, and the fact that Mike Tyson was driving those gates, and you cannot talk about pay-per-view numbers because there were no pay-per-view numbers. So I specifically talked about the gate. You're trying to switch the argument to something that I'm not talking about. That is my issue. Now I'm unmuting you.
That's a fact. I agree with that.
Thank you. Like, I hate you talk in circles to try to confuse people, and that's not the argument that's being made. But go ahead.
No. But Greg, you're trying to parse through what you want the argument to be.
No, I'm not.
In your favor. If you're talking about the revenue that a fight brings,
and that's in your favor.
You want to talk about just the gate. Let's talk about prior to Mike Tyson.
The argument was Mike Tyson driving the event. The argument was Mike Tyson driving that event. So I cannot talk about revenue because we were talking about that event. I don't understand what you're not understanding about that. Jesus, but that argument was about that. Good Lord.
Greg hasn't had a team talk yet, nor has NHA.
Yeah. Let somebody else talk. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Boxing Source.
You're on mute. Hey, Greg, unmute him.
No, he's not. He's not on mute. Nobody's on mute.
Boxing Source?
No, he's not on mute.
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either, but he's not on mute. I'm back on Jerry ass. Jerry, you son of a. Nah, I'm just playing.
No. Fuck that. We letting other people talk. Y'all
okay.
You don't want me to go ahead.
You know what? Let's bring up
go ahead, Band Up. Go ahead, Band Up.
You decided to post earlier. Talk about Bill was hating on Mike Tyson. You ain't hating on no Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson looked bad. Everybody know he looked bad, and that's a fact.
Mike Tyson looked better than you, bro.
What? He probably did, because Band Up ain't never been in the ring.
What are we talking about here? He was fucking 60 years old.
What are we comparing? Hey, hold. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Big Supreme. My bad. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Big Supreme. I was about to say something, but go ahead.
Now, I just gonna compare Jake Paul to I don't know if you remember that dude Weird Al Yankovic or whatever his name.
Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic.
Do like the remix and stuff like that.
Jerry, you know Weird Al Yankovic, Jerry?
Weird Al Yankovic, of course.
Yeah, you look like you about our age, so I would imagine you would.
12 million records. but he's not a real rapper though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he got the money. But nobody respects him as a rapper. That's Jake Paul.
Exactly. That's my point. That has been my point.
He does the big gates and stuff like that, but he's not.
You can't be the face.
Boxer.
You can't be the face if you're not fighting at the highest level. It's a different genre. It's literally a different genre.
I was trying to get into it, and then we got derailed into revenue.
But we like to fight, Jerry. Hold on, Jerry. Jerry, we fight. You and I, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight when we get on here. So I just want you to understand that.
Well, you're gonna always win because you got your best friend, the mute button. But go ahead, brother.
No.
We got your side.
Go ahead.
The mute button, the atomic bomb.
Go ahead, man.
Emergency! Abort!
No, I've been winning. Oh well, go ahead, Bando, because you were saying something. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Bando. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, bro. You be reaching, bro. I don't. When you first started getting on this, you know what I mean. You was talking about. I don't know why people be calling me a hater. I be giving him his credit and his just dues and all this. No, you don't. No, you don't. And that video today that you was reaching for proved it. Bro, it's true. He did look like trash. And I'm not talking about Mike compared to Mike, how Mike used to look. I'm talking about Mike compared to Mike when he was in the ring with Roy Jones. He looked different from even that fight. Mike just had a whole bunch of energy.
It was two old dudes, man. Oh my God, stop it.
Hold on.
Y'all hear me?
Mike Tyson just said he damn near lost his life in June. What the fuck you expect for him to be looking right now?
Listen, guys.
No, you're furthering my point. You're
hold on. We get one at a time.
That didn't spare no feelings in his post and said what he said. He's hating on the man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
60 years old.
He's damn near 60. What you expect the 60-year-old to look like? You get in the ring right now. Get in the ring and do what he did. Do the training he did. Tell me how you go.
Bro, that's exactly. Hey, Jason, I love the energy because everything you're saying is going what I'm saying. Exactly.
No,
I rock with that. I understand that.
This dude is crazy.
It's what Bert said.
Can I?
Crawford said everything most of us are thinking, and just out of respect wouldn't say it out loud. There are people that think this fight was actually set up, it was rigged. Now, Mike Tyson subsequently afterwards did come out and say he was sick, he almost died. So that's stuff that we didn't know going into the fight. But I was very surprised. I looked at Mike Tyson's fight versus Roy Jones only 4 years ago. That Mike Tyson would have probably beaten Jake Paul the other night.
No, he wouldn't.
And then when you look at clips of him working out, they kind of just put the audience together. Mike was looking excellent in the clips we saw. The problem is we didn't know if it was last week, last year, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So he absolutely came in and he looked terrible. Nothing like what we were anticipating. So Terence Crawford is absolutely right. Call it for what it is. If you were truly training, you look terrible. You look terrible.
It's crazy.
So hold on. Let's now let me articulate what exactly I was talking about, and you all are free to react to it however you see fit. Because Jerry talked about I used the mute button on him. Sometimes Jerry just keep talking. But okay, so Mike Tyson and Jerry, I love you, man. That's the reason why you on here, man. I love you, brother. I love you. I want you to know that you are one of my favorite people. I have
mutual respect for you as well, but that mute button.
Hey, sometimes
I'm like, dude,
I gotta mute certain people.
Work.
No, that's not nasty work. I mute Band Up Ass too. I mute him sometimes too. Okay, so when I talked about Terence Crawford, my only thing was you got to compare Mike Tyson to what he actually is at 58. Now, 4 years ago, I'm sorry, guys. I know none of us are in our 50s, but each year you progress. You get worse and worse, and your decline becomes more and more and more. I've seen it demonstrated in my parents and probably some of you.
I'll be 55 in January. I mean,
Jerry, you 55? Jerry, you 55?
And I know how it is to move around in the 50-year-old plus body.
Okay, Jerry, I didn't know you were 55.
But Mike Tyson is an absolute phenom when it comes to physical abilities. He's not your average man.
That's fine.
He's not your average man.
Now let me finish. Now Jerry wonders why I hit the mute button. Jerry literally just cut me off, and he wonders why I hit the mute button.
Hey, let the boxing source go, Jerry.
Is that fair, Jerry? Is that fair, Jerry? You just cut me off.
No, it's And to my defense, sometimes it's real difficult for me to hear what someone says, and actually, if I'm talking, I can't hear you talking at the same time. But I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
All right.
Hey,
Jared, once again, Jared.
He hasn't talked yet.
Okay, Boxing Source. Go ahead, Boxing Source.
Listen, first of all, everybody, you got to hit the likes button. You got to hit the likes button.
Do that, Mike.
Second, listen, Jerry, you're about as old as me, so you got to understand how hard it is to, get up every morning, and you have those random, them random times when something hurts, and you don't know why it hurts, okay? But, I'm not your ordinary 50-year-old man. I'm Mike Tyson. Okay, I'm Mike Tyson. So, with that being said, I did what I had to do, and I got that money. I got that money, man. I got that money. So, I trained as hard as I could, but I'm happy with what I did because I just felt like I needed to get back in the ring. It's nothing like getting in the ring. I've done the podcast. I've sold, weed and everything like that, but it's not like getting in the ring. All right, yeah. That's pretty much it right there. Reference to Michael Gerard Tyson, but
I think everything you've said. I'm not hating on Tyson. If that fight, if I had to pay $80 to see it, I would have paid $80 to see it, and with no regrets. I did a 9-minute soliloquy on the Boxing Voice, and I told stories about Mike Tyson that nobody knew, because Mike Tyson was an around-the-way kid during my era. He was an around-the-way guy. Before he became a world-famous athlete, he was a street legend.
Yeah, he was
a New York legend. And there are stories that only New Yorkers know about. So the only thing that I kind of do feel a little bitter about is that we thought Mike was ready. We didn't know he was on his deathbed 4 months ago. That changes everything. But Bud Crawford said what he said before Mike Tyson put that post out. So
but can I?
And for Greg to try to tie that.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, brother. I have not had the opportunity to defend myself. You guys won't let me defend me. Let me defend me. Good God. Okay. Now, number one, Terence Crawford. When you compare Mike Tyson to what he was 4 years ago, and I'm not in my 50s like you are, Jerry. You look great for being in your 50s, brother. I appreciate what you're doing for yourself. Because I'm not in my 50s yet, and yeah, not looking forward to it.
It's right around the corner, man. All I can tell you, you better have been preparing at age 40 for 50. If not, you're gonna be behind.
I feel you.
I feel you. Awakening, brother.
I feel you. I feel you there. I feel you 100%. But so comparatively speaking, Mike, in my personal opinion, looked good for somebody who was 58. And at 54, whatever age he was when he fought Roy Jones, there's going to be an incremental decline. And regardless of how good he looked during training camps, to Jason's point, mitts don't punch back, punching bags don't punch back. So to me, I think that this whole thing about saying he looks like trash compared to what? Of course, we're not going to compare him to a guy that's 30 or 25 or whatever expectation someone sets for Mike Tyson, because at the end of the day, he's still 58, almost 60 years old. So to go so far as to say he looked like trash, to me, that showed a level of vitriol that was not necessary. So so the first thing I thought was, man, why is he like that? And then I recollected that Mike had made some comments about Terence Crawford, and I played those comments on my video, that I don't think Terence Crawford would have taken lightly. So that's the reason why I thought there was some correlation there in regards to why he was so critical of Mike. And then when you combine it with the fact that he mentioned that he's going to sell 90,000 seats, Terence Crawford has done nowhere near that. When he was in Omaha, he only put 14,000 in an arena that sat roughly 20. So to me, that was showing a level of envy of what he saw on Friday night, and that was primarily driven by Mike Tyson, and that's the hate. Now, you can disagree with it, and I don't have a problem with you disagreeing with it, but that was my logic. Go ahead.
I mean, I can understand why you would take that angle. I take it totally different. Mike Tyson supported Terence Crawford during the Spence fight. He picked Crawford. He was in Nebraska. He was in Omaha.
I thought he picked Spence.
He visited the gym. him and Mike actually have a very good relationship.
I thought you picked Spence, but go ahead.
And Mike Tyson wasn't hating when he said that Crawford struggles selling out arenas. I mean, a lot of people feel that way, so it's not like I don't think Crawford would have taken that anyway. I think you look at two guys
He's
that
sensitive.
no nonsense. Crawford's going to speak his mind, and Tyson's going to speak his mind. But I mean, I think they could hug it out. I don't see it at all that way. He did end his statement by saying he has nothing but respect for Tyson, and I think that Terence was probably disappointed. Who knows? Maybe he lost a stack. Maybe he had some money on Tyson. I mean, who knows? But I don't think it was vitriol like you're thinking. I think those two guys have mutual respect for each other.
And I like that because it was two different perspectives, but I understand why you have your perspective, and I appreciate you understanding why I have my perspective. And my perspective was designed, I won't say designed, but certainly I put it out there to spark conversation. Anybody else want to say anything about this topic? Boxing Source, Band Up. Anybody else want to say something about this topic?
I mean, no, I don't know if it
was some real boxing, man. Fuck.
From Terence Crawford. The only thing I saw from him was a thing in reference to, being in Nebraska and like trying to have a fight there at the football stadium in Nebraska. I didn't know if they had any, follow-up comment there with Mike Tyson. I hadn't seen that yet. So the whole thing about, him, I guess, making a comment in reference to Mike Tyson, I guess it goes into, what Tyson said, pretty much earlier today that, he was dealing with a lot getting to this particular point. So that's why I brought up the whole thing about, him being at 58 years old and how, tough it is for him to do what he was able to do in that ring. And now you add on top of that, the whole thing with his, complications that, made it extremely tougher. So just him getting to the ring was, everything as far as like he was.
Absolutely.
After Mike put that statement out, I think people are going to lay off. But before he put that statement out, people were confused. But here, Boxing Source. You're the gentleman that I had a back and forth with when I was in Colombia, right? Because I couldn't really hear you. I know we were talked about Tank Davis making a fight with Lomachenko, and you were saying that Top Rank would cover Lomachenko's purse. I really couldn't understand or hear everything you were saying. Let me ask you a question, because this is where I don't understand my PBC supporting friends. Because, for instance, Jake Paul. I was getting to the fact that I think Jake Paul, if not now, he is one of the faces of boxing. And before you know it, just like they were saying Turki Alalshikh is a face of boxing, Jake Paul is going to be right there. And the reason why I say this is because Jake Paul has MVP, most valuable promotions, and he is willing to bring people on board. I mean, if you look at the cards he puts together, he is the driving force behind women's boxing. If you are able to land on his card, you will be making life-changing money. If you are a young up-and-coming fighter or a fighter that can't get on, PBC doesn't have enough scheduling dates, or Top Rank is tied up here, you can negotiate to go on MVP and fight on his card. He has real boxing on his cards. So you can say Jake Paul is, some fake YouTuber and blah, blah, blah. He's not real. Okay. But look at everything he's bringing to the table. So now, of course, Bill Haney, the hustler he is, understand that there is a grand opportunity by embracing Jake Paul that perhaps he can put his son on there as a co-main and bring in a big fight over there. Bring in the Teofimo fight. Get paid like no one else is going to pay you if it ain't Turki Alalshikh. So if you are a boxing fan, forget about the PBC. If you are a boxing fan, you look at Jake Paul as another platform, another opportunity for your favorite fighter to fight a mega fight and it be possible and not have to worry about one side of the street, the PBC, Prime Amazon, or I don't like turkey, I need 2 Ferraris. Now we can just get someone in the middle that's going to go, I'm going to pay you guys X amount of dollars. What do you need, Tank? What do you need, Haney? What do you need, Shakur? Let's make it happen.
Hey, real
That's
quick.
why, as a boxing fan, I look at Jake Paul and I embrace it. If you want to call him a new face of boxing, so be it. Just put the fights on that we want to see.
That's fine. Real quick. I want to get, because I see Timothy Bradley is in the comment section. Tim Bradley.
Bring him on. Come on board, Tim.
I don't know if Tim is going to come on, but I do want to ask Tim Bradley, do you believe Jake Paul is currently the face of boxing? I disagree. I believe that he is something other than boxing. He's like sports entertainment. Jerry feels something different. So I would be curious to hear your thoughts on that, Tim Bradley, if you can put it in the chat. All right. So go ahead, Boxing Voice. Well,
You just have to consider MVP as the driving force. When I don't just look at Jake Paul as an individual, his talents in the ring. I look at him as a business owner and his platform and driving force. The fact that he's not putting on misfit boxing. You realize there's a lot of misfit boxing when he's bringing on a ton of YouTubers that fighting each other. Jake Paul is putting on real boxing fights.
Actual cards.
So that's fine. That's fine. Cholo, real quick before you go to Boxing Source, Tim Bradley disagrees. He is not the face of boxing. Go ahead, the Boxing Source.
Okay, so to your question, Jerry, it's really complicated when it comes to Jake Paul, right? Because when I got on here, you were talking about this subject about that whole thing, face of boxing, and the whole thing with the draw and Jake Paul. But the opponent does matter, and that was the thing here when it came to Mike Tyson. Like when the initial announcement came down that Jake Paul was fighting Mike Tyson is one of the most recognizable faces in the world.
Exactly.
Okay? So when you have something like that going on, you're always going to have that type of interest from not only those within boxing, but outside of boxing. So that's why when the actual event took place, all those fighters on the undercard made the career high earnings easily. Co-feature bout, Taylor Serrano rematch, $6 million for each of those fighters. Mario Barrios in his defense, making $3 million, double what he made for his
That's insanity.
Yeah,
right. It's insanity.
So you'll have those type of moments, right? But here's the thing on two fronts. One, you talk about Jake Paul being part of Most Valuable Promotions, a co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions. He has his events where he fights, but they also have events where he does not fight. They have Most Valuable Prospects, right? So if you compare something like this to a Most Valuable Prospects, how much interest are people going to have in a Most Valuable Prospects event? Like, for example, I'm looking at one right now where they're scheduled to have one for December 13th in Orlando, Florida. So how many fans inside and outside of boxing are going to be interested in that? It's a whole different.
It's a building process, right?
It's a process.
And the fact that he has MVP prospects tells you that he's a serious player in boxing.
He's investing in that. Yes. Now,
here's
for Jake, right? Okay, he's had his fight with Mike Tyson. Now, what's next?
I'm going to tell you what's next. You heard it here first.
Evander Holyfield, some other old man.
His next fight will be against Andrew Tate, and it is going to explode the internet. And if you think Mike Tyson numbers are huge, wait for Jake Paul versus Andrew Tate, who's an ex-professional kickboxer who can actually throw, who can actually fight. That is a high-risk fight, and you're talking about two fan bases, two of the most successful social media characters, platforms across the board.
I could get that from
Andrew Tate and Jake Paul fight. Get ready for the internet to explode.
Isn't Andrew Tate the brother that talks a lot about like the male women or female dynamic?
He's got the male. He's got the male empowerment movement. Male Empowerment University. He's got an insane following, and the guy can really fight. So, Jake Paul, what's that?
What's his boxing record?
As a kickboxer, I don't know off the top of my head, but the guy can really fight.
Boxing.
I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. But that's not going to be an issue because he's got.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing there with Jake Paul for the majority of his professional career is that he's fought guys that don't have that much experience within the sport of boxing. However,
guys,
it really doesn't. It does not matter how much experience they have in boxing. All they got to do is apply for a boxing license, and they'll get it. Especially if they've already fought in mixed martial arts, it's not much of an issue for them to do that. So
listen. Anything boxing got it.
You know,
listen.
So with an Andrew Tate, him having the following that he has, Jake Paul having the following that he has, if they like say, hey, we're gonna have a fight, then yeah, you're gonna see that much interest in that particular fight. Because outside of that, I heard about another opponent for Jake Paul that actually is a fighter, like how Tommy Fury was, or whatever it is, was a fighter.
Tommy Fury now, god damn.
Tommy Fury at the time, I believe, was a top 10 ranked fighter.
I'll tell you this.
We down bad. We down bad with the bullshit right now.
This guy, if I tell you who
This is
it is,
fucking bullshit, y'all.
If I tell you who it is, Jason, he's an actual fighter. The only thing is he had just got back into the game, but he's had over 30 professional fights.
So now we want Jake Paul fighting that heavyweight. He's gonna fight Deontay Wilder. He's gonna fight George Foreman next. The fuck out of here, man.
Hey, you know what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? The way that Jason reacts to whoever Jake Paul is fighting is the way we react when Tank Davis announces his
next fight. Here we go.
It's so weird how we actually feel the same way, Jason. I feel your pain.
Here we go.
Bullshit. Y'all are actually vacating and listening talking about fucking Jake Paul. We talking about fucking Jake
boxing
Paul.
Source. I got a question for you. What got me to call in was listening to Jason and Greg disassemble, give you reasons why Tank Davis couldn't fight Keyshawn Davis.
We didn't give any reason why he couldn't.
I don't understand that thinking any which way. So my question to you is this. Who would you rather see Tank fight next? Lamont Roach or Keyshawn Davis?
Lamont Roach.
Seriously.
Lamont Roach.
Seriously.
Lamont Roach.
Yeah,
Boxing Source, you rather see him fight Lamont Roach next than Keyshawn Davis?
Yep.
Lamont Roach.
He's a champion. Jerry. What are you talking about, Jerry?
Hold on, Jerry. You got to understand a couple things here. Number one, hold on. See, he's laughing like it's number one. Hold on.
I'm not surprised by the answer.
Right, but hold on. No, you're not surprised by the answer.
I'm not surprised. What else could you say?
On one front, but do you actually know where I'm based in? Do you know where I'm based in, Jerry?
You're in Virginia?
Basically,
Maryland, Baltimore.
Yeah, the DC area, and you know the history that is here within that particular area. So you don't think that both Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are familiar with each other? They fought in the amateurs. That's for starters. So they've been able to battle on multiple fronts in the past, and now they can rehash it. Number two, Tank Davis is a guy that was around 126, 130, that's going up to 135. Lamont Roach, 130 to 135. So they're pretty much around the same range. So that's number two. The other thing with Keyshawn Davis is just getting to the point where people are paying attention to him. Because in his last fight, right, you really didn't see much coming from Keyshawn Davis until he fought, what was a former opponent for Tank Davis beforehand, because Keyshawn ended up stopping him, right? So you had that fight, right? And then after that, he fought Pedraza this year. Keyshawn Davis did, okay? Then after that, he fought Miguel Madueño on that Shakur card in Newark. Once he had that performance against Madueño in Newark, that's when more people started to pay attention to him, and when Keyshawn started to call out Tank's name. That was before the Madueño fight, okay? So once he had that performance, Then you see what was going on next. And they planned on having that fight card over in Norfolk so he have a hometown fight with his brothers. They did that, went ahead. He knocked out Gustavo Lemos, great performance. Now he's like, hey, Gervonta, knock. Just, bringing up the interest, So the thing is like, okay, some people may be interested in that particular fight, but the time is not right for that fight. Right,
you got to build it up.
Especially,
you got to build it up.
And
I got it.
Also,
Keyshawn ain't ready.
But the thing is too, Jerry. I talked with one of the main guys there in Top Rank at Norfolk. Their plan is to have Keyshawn fight for a world title, and if gets that world title, he's coming back to Norfolk to defend that belt in his hometown. So they already have.
Listen,
they have planned out.
I understand. You know the problem. I already know what kind of fighter Tank Davis is. And I like Tank Davis. I think he's a world-class fighter. He's just not a world-class competitor. And his fan base is sold on that narrative. They really don't care who he fights. And that's the problem that I have with Tank Davis fan base, is that the same people that want Canelo to fight the best, right, Jason? The same people that say Crawford don't fight anybody.
About Tank, Jerry.
Right?
I never said anything about Tank.
The same people said that just say Shakur hasn't fought anybody. We can go down the list. The difference is Tank Davis can fight whoever he wants, and he chooses not to.
So does Shakur.
I sent our good friend Greg. Listen, hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Tank Davis can fight whoever he wants. There's this narrative saying that nobody was available except Lamont Roach, which is just not true.
Shakur.
Tank Davis sent one contract out to Lamont Roach. He sent one contract out to one opponent, and that was Lamont Roach. He never sent Lemachenko anything. He never sent Shakur anything. He never sent Zepeda anything. We can go down the list.
Hold on. Where you getting this? Where you getting this from?
We can go down the list.
Where you getting this from?
What do you mean?
Where are you getting that he did not send an offer to?
Zepeda never got a contract offer.
I'm not talking about Zepeda. I'm talking about Lomachenko. Where you getting that from? Where you getting that Lomachenko from? Where you getting that from? Because Lomachenko said that he was not interested in even making a fight right now. He wanted to take some time off.
He never even wanted to sit down and talk. Correct.
Okay.
It was not an offer sent.
So why would he send an offer then?
It was not an offer sent.
Well, why would he send an offer if he doesn't even want to fight?
Okay, so why did he send one to Shakur?
What do you mean? Why did he send one to Shakur? Shakur was the one that said that he was willing to fight. So how do you know he didn't send one to Shakur?
He didn't. I sent you the proof, and you looked at it, and you have yet to address it on your channel.
No.
What was the proof? I'm sorry. I'll pull it up right now. I'll pull the link up right now. What was the proof?
Greg, why you
Look, first of all, the first narrative is that when Shakur signed with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn was told, don't contact Tank Davis because we're not ready to make that fight. Isn't that true?
It was the other way around.
Hold on a second. Are we talking about Ash Shakur, Nafi Saeed Stevenson? That's who we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The government name.
Now, yeah.
I love it. I don't even know Terrence's middle name until he brought it up the last time. What is it, Alan? I love the fact that you know these boxers' full names.
But that's because I hit Box Shrek almost like every single day.
I know, but
right,
that's just
go ahead, Boxersaurus. Go ahead.
With Shakur Stevenson, okay? Last fight with Top Rank against Artem Harutyunyan in Newark, right? He was a free agent. So he could have went anywhere he pleased and made the choice of anywhere, right? Now, he had Top Rank, he had PBC, he had Matchroom, right? Out of those three, Top Rank was the one that could have given them the highest guarantee per fight, and he declined it. PBC
that's not true.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
He was supposedly making $5 million for his first match against Cordina.
No,
Top Rank was offering $3 million.
No.
What?
Who is your
Go.
Look it up.
No.
That's the only reason why he was fighting Cortinas.
No. That is up to you. You're the one that made the claim. So you're the one that has to back it up. That's how it works. If you have something, that means you have sources and you cite your sources. That's how things work.
It was reported, and I can send you links.
Okay.
That Shakur was making $5 million to fight Cortinas. His top rank contract was $3 million per fight on a 5-fight deal.
Initially, it was $3 million. They were willing to increase that guarantee.
Then you send your link, because I didn't see that. Number one. Number two.
Do you know that I could actually contact people within Top Rank?
So can I say one thing real quick, Jerry? You rely on what you read on whatever channel, right, or whatever. This guy is actually connected, right? He is media. That's the difference, brother. He's not going to show you a video. He's connected with them.
But there's stuff that I say that he's unaware about. I mean, listen, I'm not here.
Doesn't sound like he's unaware to me.
I'm sure you know your stuff.
Okay.
But if you really, could know your stuff and be unaware of everything that's out there. And Greg is talking about stuff I read. I can show him video of the person saying these words, and it's still not good enough. I sent him a video.
I will pull the link up. I have no problem with that.
He asked me to send him.
He wasn't finished yet. Let boxing finish citing his sources and everything.
Okay, so if I know about folks within Top Rank that tell me what the guarantee was for Shakur Stevenson per fight, and they say that when he ended up signing with Matchroom, it was a lower guarantee. That's number one. The whole thing with the Joe Cordina part, I'm not necessarily buying that. Okay, but here's the thing though. Before he even signed with Matchroom, right? You remember the whole back and forth that Shakur Stevenson had with Coach Kenny Ellis, right? On who's the guy? Who's one of those boxing guys? It wasn't Boxing Voice or whatever it is. Who's the other guy that be talking a lot? I keep forgetting his name though. But they had Shakur Stevenson and Coach Kenny Ellis, talking about if they were going to try to make a fight together. This was while Tank Davis.
You talk about Greg's Hero.
What?
Greg's Hero on his channel?
No, not his channel.
Okay.
One of those, well-known channels out there for boxing or whatever it is, right? And they were going back and forth, while Tank was, over there in France, there for the Olympics, right? Before he got back to the Olympics, that's when you had the whole thing with Shakur Stevenson signing with Matchroom, because there was actually some media outlet that released something saying that Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis had agreed to terms for a fight. And the first person to dispute that was Shakur Stevenson. So the thing about it is like, you would have these guys that actually were there and available for Tank, and Tank was willing to say, hey, this guy I want, but it's not up to him if they don't necessarily want to fight. That's why with Vasyl Lomachenko, him saying, hey, I'll take the rest of the year off, that's on him. Shakur Stevenson choosing to go, have a fight with Joe Cordina under the Matchroom Boxing banner, that's completely different. So the whole thing with Tank Davis, which there's some things that you have said about Tank Davis that I've heard from other people in reference to him in fighting various guys or having a specific resume, that's one thing. But he actually tries to fight those guys that people want him to fight, in comparison to like a Canelo, who
I don't agree with that.
Edgar Berlanga.
I don't agree with that.
I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't.
Right?
I don't agree with that.
But
Tank Davis.
Hold on.
Listen.
Here's my question, Jared. Here's my question. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez is making an effort to fight David Benavidez?
No.
Okay.
That fight. That fight is all wrong for Canelo. It's all wrong, and he is, Canelo. I love Canelo. I don't think Canelo has anything more to prove to anybody. I think he's fought just about every great fighter out there, and there's a young crop coming up. but he has never figured out how to say that he just doesn't want that Benavidez fight. He has made a mistake with the Benavidez narrative.
So you see that, right? Now, we're talking about this from a fan's perspective. The fans want to see specific fights.
But Tank,
right?
let me get mine off before I get muted. The problem is Tank Davis doesn't fight anybody that the fans want him to fight. So it's not just Benavidez. He doesn't want to fight Munguia. He doesn't want to fight Berlanga. That's the problem. And when a name is brought up, we get what we got today. Who has Keyshawn Davis fought? He's not ready. We need to build a fight. Listen, I sent Greg 4 different links. You know, when they said that Tank Davis's team said they were sending the core contract, James Prince is on video saying Tank Davis's team reached out to them asking if they were interested in the fight. He said yeah, and we never heard back. They never made an offer. So this is the problem that we have with narratives. Now, hang on. The second part of this is...
Hold on. Let me find Jerry's thing, because I don't know what the hell Jerry's talking about.
The second part of this is that we have this narrative that Eddie Hearn was told not to talk to Tank, right? Because supposedly we didn't want that fight. That's not true either. He was told to stay away from Tank Davis because Tank Davis doesn't trust him. I also sent Greg a link where Eddie Hearn is a snake. Then
we all know that.
Greg a link where Eddie Hearn said we are a team. If Tank Davis doesn't want to deal with me, he can talk to James Prince. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, he could talk to James Prince. Like, what is that? Okay, I'm playing it right now.
Those guys, right? Yeah, and we'll get a deal done as a team. It's not. This isn't like the Eddie Hearn show leading the ship. This is all of us working together, people with a lot of expertise. And if I'm Shakur Stevenson and I've got Jay Prince, Eddie Hearn, Josh Dubin, you know, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, fucking, I've got the dream team here. You guys do your thing. You need to work as a team. There'll be.
This is nothing. I mean, what are you talking about?
What is that? Wait. Well, let me tell you this. I mean, this is, me with Shakur Stevenson, and, we were a team. You got to talk with me. You got to talk with you.
If Tank Davis does not want to talk to me, he just said it right there. If Tank Davis does not want to talk to me.
I didn't even hear it.
What about the other video when James Prince said that Tank's team reached out to him?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, this is where you said Tank was a snake. Hold on, let me find it.
Jerry, here's my issue with Shakur Stevenson, regardless of where he's at. For me, from a business perspective, there are too many hands in the pot. There's Jay Prince, there's Antonio Leonard, there's Eddie Hearn, there's like 4 or 5 different other, I guess, potential guys that are involved with Shakur Stevenson and what business he has with other fights or other fighters or whatever. I don't need all of those people necessarily in the way with Shakur Stevenson. My thing is, if I have a specific fight that I want to go for, then that's the fight that I need to be made. Right? I'll bring up an example.
Let him finish because we got to wrap up here soon. But go ahead, Boxing Force. Boxing Source.
Bring an example. Yeah, we got to wrap this up, man.
Ryan Garcia.
I'll tell you why at the end.
Ryan Garcia said, "Hey, let's make this fight. Golden Boy, go ahead, make this fight." Okay, what is he saying? All right, they need this. Okay, cool, I'll do it. They need this in reference to weight. Okay, I'll do it. Let's just make this fight. So I'm glad.
De La Hoya didn't agree to those things.
Yeah, but my thing is, if you
and it came back to bite Ryan.
If you feel like you are able or you're ready to face Gervonta Tank Davis, you'll do what it takes in order to make that fight.
But what did you talk? What didn't he do?
If you don't need to.
But what didn't he do?
We can't go into it. I'm sorry, guys, and I apologize. I would love to go on further. But I do have to take my lovely wife out tonight to the Dave Chappelle comedy show. So unfortunately, I cannot continue.
Boxing Source, my good friend Greg has all the links he needs for.
I'm about to play it. I'm about to play it right now.
By saying, Like I said, Tank Davis is a world-class fighter. He's just not a world-class competitor, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this link that you're talking about.
Hassan Martin Jr. here with Jay Prince. We at the Crawford Majamal weekend. How you feeling, Jay?
Oh man, a beautiful day.
Yes, sir. Box fans want to know what's the update on Shakur Zepeda.
Oh, it's still in there. We still, you know what I mean, having conversations. And when it's done, I'm gonna be the first to let everybody know.
What's your thoughts on the boxing public saying that Shakur is boring and that his style is not the most sellable style? What are your thoughts on that?
My comment on that is a lot of people don't understand the art and science of boxing. You know what I mean? Those who really know what boxing is about would compliment Shakur on his style and not being able to be hit and not get hit. You know what I mean? That's a sweet science of boxing. But those that's naive or those that, you know, don't understand the depth of boxing, then, you know what I mean, they got the right to have an opinion. So it is what it is.
Last question before we go. Have y'all got Team Shakur, Team Steve, have y'all got any word, any type of offer from Team Tank Davis to make this Gervonta Davis fight happen? Yeah, that's what the world, they waiting for. They waiting for that sweet science and that gorilla.
We're waiting on that too. As of now, ain't nothing happening with that, you know, concrete, but everything is a possibility. And
ain't nothing happening with that concrete. That doesn't mean that he hasn't been reached out to. That doesn't mean anything.
He said we're waiting on that too.
No, that's not what he said.
On that too.
They're waiting on the fight to happen, not waiting on the offer. You're reading into this.
With that.
Hold on.
From Team Tank Davis to make this Gervonta Davis fight happen. Yeah, that's what the world, they waiting for. They waiting for.
That's what the world is waiting for. His response.
That sweet science and that gorilla.
We're waiting on that too.
They waiting on that too. That doesn't mean that they haven't gotten the offer, bro. You reading into that. Okay. Nice try though.
Okay. Play the Shakur link where Shakur tells you that they reached out and we said yes, we're interested and we are waiting on an offer and it never came. Play that then.
Where is that? Where is that? Oh, that is the conclusion of the Angry Man podcast. I got to get up out of here. I appreciate it. I will play it on the next version of the Angry Man podcast. Hey, everybody that joined
it. Happy Sunday, my friends.
Happy Sunday to you as well.
Your Leonard for life. Let him cook.
Let him cook. All right, Jerry. Appreciate your family.
I gave it to the channel, though.
Yeah, we got to
as well. So good.
Go ahead.
Y'all hit the like button on the way, y'all. Y'all hit the like button.
Appreciate all y'all.
Hey, appreciate all y'all, man. Everybody that joined the channel today, and yeah, man. Jay, do you want to list the people who gave super chats today?
I literally just said that shit.
Did you list all of them? I didn't hear you. This motherfucker is angry today. God damn.
We talked about this bullshit ass gimmicky ass fight for too goddamn long.
Hey, Freeze Temp gave us $9.99. Zacchaeus B $5. Freeze Temp again $4.99. Barbara D hit us with the $10. Tunnel Vision hit us with the $2. Soul Glow with the $1. Fight Game hit us with the $4.99. And Chisel, Clizzle of $4.20 hit us with the $2. We appreciate everybody that joined the panel today. Thank you for everybody who participated in the live chat today. Make sure you smash the like button. Shout out to Tim Bradley for joining the live chat today and everybody else that participated as well today. Remember, guys, it's just boxing. We all have our opinions. It's just opinions, and we just here to talk the sport, and it's fun. It's fun to talk the sport. So appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace.
Peace. Not gimmicks.
God damn, you were angry today. Boy, you's an angry son bitch. Oh, I ain't stopped it yet. Hold on. Let me start the stream. Holy shit. I almost set you up.